Poggers.
Am I actually muted? Weed? Weed? I'm not actually smoking weed. I'm not actually smoking weed, but I felt that if I put in the title eating edibles and talking about, like, you know what I mean? It's just not the same vibe, you know? Or I guess I sort of could have said getting high, but I feel like that, I don't know. We're not, haha, weed, LMAO. I haven't watched those boy in a while. How's it going, chat? How's it going, gamers? How's it going, gamers? Welcome to stream. I am picking out my favorite little edible. Of course, Taiga started streaming right before I take a nap. Well, now you don't have to take a nap because I'm streaming, right? So it's a win-win. It's a win-win when you think about it. I made a tweet, and I think I pissed people. I don't know. I think it's good. It should be fine. It was a hot take, except I didn't actually think it was a hot take, but apparently it was a hot take. Apparently it wasn't a hot take, but I'm standing my ground. So let's debate. We're gonna talk about femboys as usual, as is tradition on my streams. We're gonna yap about femboys. The Taiga ASMR will make the nap better. True, very true. We're just gonna vibe though. I hope you guys are having a great night. Academic. I'm an academic streamer, okay? I don't debate things out on Twitter anymore. I don't have like Twitter arguments. It's just like too much for me. You know what I mean? Because Twitter, like, people love to attack you from all sides when you're on Twitter, okay? All right? Like, you'll say one thing, but then, like, you'll get a million other replies asking you the same thing, and then you don't reply to those things. You reply to this one guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a good place to have a conversation, is it? Twitter's a PvP zone. Yeah, it's you're just on all sides. So if you're trying to defend a point or defend an argument, Twitter's not the place to do it. Granted, I do want to make like a proper video on this and like get really well researched, because I'll admit, like, you know, I'm a Westerner. I'm a fucking Westerner, okay? So like, do I really know everything about, you know, certain topics? No, you know what I mean? You know, my knowledge is limited. I'm a tourist. I'm not a tourist. I'm definitely not a tourist. I think I am very qualified to talk about femboys and femboy culture. I was raised in femboy culture, okay? I was born a femboy. Okay, I wasn't born a femboy, but I was like, you know, I was quite literally like into that whole culture at a very young age. Very, very too young, some might say. I would say. I'm some. Let me just quote tweet. Let me quote tweet. My thingy. Quote. Come debate me. Come to my stream if you wanna debate. Come to my stream if you wanna debate, lol. LOL. I was born a femboy. Yeah, I was born a femboy. I'm actually 1/16th femboy on my mother's side. My first fighting game main was Bridget. Oh, see, I fucking love Bridget. Bridget's so goddamn cute. I wish they were still, yeah. Oh, God. Ah, I love Bridget. I love femboys. I like femboys. I feel like this is, oh my God. I don't know, man. I don't know. We always have good conversations when it's us guys, but I feel like some people on Twitter mainly, they're not always there to have a convo with you. They're kind of like, oh, MH, think of everyone does up. Come to my stream if you want to debate, exclamation point. There we go, I'll do it. Thank you for the 5 tier ones. How's it going? Oh yeah, remember, gift subs are 35% off right now. Just saying. It's a glorified echo chamber, Taiga. It kind of is, right? Because like everybody's experiences with a community or like a niche topic, it's so kind of like, what's the word? It's very like, you know, you only know what you know, right? You only know what you've experienced. You only know what you've seen. So I think, you know, we are people of culture when it comes to femboys. I think we are. I think like, you know, if we're gonna have a conversation right there about this, or, you know, I want to get everybody's ideas. into one position, and I feel like Twitter gets way too toxic way too fast, so I'm not going to debate anybody on Twitter.
I was scared, and yet
If you want to have a conversation though, you know, I'm better at talking than I am at typing, so...
Taigs vibe.
Me mad! Thank you for the 2 months over 16 months in a row! How's it going? Welcome to stream. Welcome. Thank you for the subber. Yup. So I don't even think this is that hot of a take, in my opinion. Like, I'll stand by this, okay? I'll defend this to my final breath. Unless something changes, of course, but you know what I mean. People are crazy. Let me put some music on. What do you guys want to listen to? What are you guys in the mood for? Are you guys in the mood? How can I get you in the mood? Do you guys like emo boy band music? Give us the chaotic opening. Boom 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 boom. Yeah. How are you guys doing that? I mean, we'll just wait. I mean, we'll just, you know, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I was scared, and yet mysteriously attracted to him at the same time.
Social media in general is just kind of an open mess of PvP nonsense.
Used to be somebody, never mind. Yeah, I agree. It's really just not productive to have conversations on. And it's also just very stressful for me. I don't know. Especially like when it becomes like a little too personal for some people. I think some people get like, when they, I don't know, like if they're passionate about a topic, it gets very personal and they'll just start like rallying their fan base to like, I don't know, like I guess they feel like it's not just enough to like put their take out there. It's like, I'm not only gonna put my take out there, I'm gonna fucking signal boost my take to all of my followers so that they like ratio you. I think femboys are valid. Of course femboys are valid. What? That's not even a question. I mean, like, of course. Femboys are like the most valid ever. People just automatically assume they're either doing it for a kink or because they're trans, but it's just fun to look cute. Exactly, 100%, 100%. My hot take on Twitter was that femboys and otokonoko are not the same. That was my hot take. I don't think it's actually that hot of a take, in retrospect. Like, I said it's a hot take because it's like, you know, like, I don't know, it's Twitter. That's just like what you do, I guess. You get up on your soapbox and you say it's a hot take. I don't really think it's that hot of a take. I think they're literally just different, you know? Otokonoko is not the same as being a femboy, you know? I mean, look, it is. It isn't. Like, broadly, you know, yes. But, like, culturally, when you get into the nitty-gritty, they're definitely different. They manifest in different ways. Mildly warm take, yeah. I'll kill myself before twink. It's not funny. To be honest, one of the biggest problems of Twitter is how popular ratioing people became, yeah, I agree. I think ratio culture is kind of like a bit of a problem because it kind of just encourages people to like misinterpret and like misunderstand as much as possible. Which I don't think is happening here. I can't really tell. I don't really know what's happening here. I don't really know what's happening. I don't think anything's like happening yet. I think we're all good. I breathe disaster, ever after. I think that nuance is dead. I think nuance gets lost a lot. Yeah. Otokonoko used to be referred to as trap, and now we can't say that. Well, that's just the thing, right? That's kind of like my main argument for why otokonoko and femboy aren't the same. It's because we already had a word that was pretty much identical to otokonoko culture in Western, and it was trap. It was trap. Like, you can hate it, love it, I don't give a fuck, okay? We're not here to debate that. But fact of the matter is, trap was basically a one-to-one for otokonoko, and then we weren't allowed to use that anymore. That was outlawed, okay? The forever trap debate, it's forever the trap debate. It always just comes back to trap. Nobody told ya this. Okay, but it always comes back to trap. But that's kind of like my main argument for why femboy and trap, like otokonoko, aren't the same. It's because they aren't, right? Because that would be saying that femboy and trap are the same. And like, again, as like a vibe, like as like a general term, like if you're just gonna use it like, you know, willy-nilly to describe anything, like, yeah, it's fine, right? Like you can go into any anime, see an otokonoko and be like, oh, that's a femboy or that's a trap, and it, like, yeah, you know, we all know what you're talking about, okay? But I'm talking about the IRL, the IRL differences, okay? Like, if we're only talking about anime, it really doesn't fucking matter what you use, obviously. It's all just words. But I'm not just talking about anime, okay? I'm not just talking about anime, okay? Because I'm not just a femboy in anime. I'm not just an anime femboy. I post pictures of myself in real life all the time. I've got one pinned, you know, got a little girl titty pinned on my Twitter if you want to go check it out. Boy titty, actually, but you know what I mean. A guy in real life. You get the idea. I'm human and have gender and sexuality somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. Somehow don't. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna send my stream link to my mutual pal Mizu. Cause I want to get their takes in there. Cause like they're one of the people who are kind of disagreeing with me, and I want to debate. I want to debate. I want to debate. I want to debate. I want to have a healthy debate. Weed and femboys is a good combo. Yeah. Yeah. I'm probably not like really set up for this, you know? Probably shouldn't be debating. Mizutumari, I think that's the one. I believe so. What do you guys think of the song, by the way? I know it's like a little alternative, but I really like it. Debating while high is a power move. I mean, it's not that serious, right? Like, it's not like the end of the world. I don't know. I don't want this to be like a whole, like, this should not be like a culture war thing, right? You know what I mean? You like VK? What is that? What's that? Testing. Master debating. I'm a master debater. Okay, it looks like Misa's at work right now, unfortunately, so I'm not gonna be able to get their opinions on stuff. I'll just have to go by their tweet and like refute that, I guess, but it's nicer when they're here to, you know. It's nicer when they're here to kind of like refute certain points. And that way I don't take anything out of context. Say that you love me, I love you. I am a master debater, chat. I think I'm the best debater of all time. And you want to know why? It's because I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong, which is never. But one day I will be wrong, and when that day comes, I'll be willing to admit it. But yeah, I don't know. Femboys, so like, I don't know. I made the tweet. Here's my tweet, right? Here's my tweet. This is my hot take, right? This was my hot take, which I don't think is that hot of a take, but it's still a hot take. Let me get my stuff moved over here. Hang on. Okay, are you guys ready? Check it out. I mean, we've had this conversation like a million times. Okay, but what if you were never wrong? I mean, I don't think anybody has never been wrong, right? Like, that's just impossible. Statistically, you're gonna be wrong eventually. Like, just statistically, right? Also, I know my model is not here. Hang on. Okay, so statistically, you're just gonna be wrong eventually, right? Like, you just have to be wrong eventually. Twitter. Yeah, I know. That was my first mistake. I know I tweeted it was a hot take. I don't think it is a hot take though. But I tweeted out, guys. Reasonably warm. You think this is a reasonably warm take? Okay. You know, fair enough. I said hot take, but otokonoko doesn't equal femboy. While they broadly cover a Let me get this boy band music off. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I love my Mariana's Trench, but... Okay, so hot take. Otokonoko and femboy, not the same. While they broadly cover a similar concept, there are absolutely cultural differences. Most femboys we see in anime are otokonoko, okay? And I'll stand by that. And nothing like the femboy culture we have here in the West. I mean, I don't really see where I'm wrong here, okay? Like, off the bat, maybe you guys can enlighten me. Let's debate, chat. They're close enough to me. That's the thing. That's they're close enough. That's why I say they broadly cover a similar concept, but there are cultural differences. But I would absolutely say they're not the same. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Sadon, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the tier 3. How's it going? What's the difference? Well, for starters, that's a big question, because I do think that it's a lot of like little things, right? I mean, it would be like saying, like, for starters, otokonoko doesn't instantly mean they like men. That's an important take. Well, neither does femboy, but it's, for starters, though, I would say, like, just the fact alone that, like, otokonoko came about through Eastern culture, like Japan, and, you know, femboys is very much like a Western thing. Like, there just are differences, right? Like, so, like, when you're asking me what the differences are as blatant as one is Eastern and one is Western, okay? But it goes a little deeper than that, okay? I think otokonoko, from what I can tell, from what I've, like, been around and just kind of, like, the people I've interacted with on the JP side of things, there's a lot more, like, it's a lot more of kind of like a, how do you say this? I don't have the words right now, but, hi, Kitty, I'm new here. Welcome, off. Did you ask Sky, who responded to your tweet, to come to stream to debate? I didn't. Or do you mean like small? Is that who's Sky? Is that this person? Oh yeah, this is Sky. Okay, I just knew them as Small Baka. No, I didn't. I don't have them on like Discord or anything, so I didn't. Hopefully they'll see my tweet and appear in chat suddenly. They're kind of intimidating though, so I don't know if you guys want them to show up. You know, feel free, but. It looks feminine, it's a biological man, it's a femboy. But that's not true though, because like otokonoko exists, and otokonoko is different from femboy. And like, I think Lily Moetsuki made a point. Okay, I mean, like, I'll read everybody's replies, but Lily made like a comment, a reply that kind of words the way I'm thinking, I think. There really isn't a new word for what femboy was intended to represent back when the word trap became charged in the eyes of social media. Western culture pushed femboy closer to twink over the years, usually with fetish in mind. And I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with that take. Obviously, I'm not endorsing that, but like I do think that's just kind of the way it like happened. You know what I mean? Femboy is more of a lifestyle aesthetic in the West. I kind of disagree with that, though. I think online it's kind of a lifestyle, but IRL, I don't think you'll see a lot of, like, femboys running around, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You're not going to encounter a ton of femboys. Most people are just kind of doing this stuff from, like, their home. And otokonoko culture, you probably will see a lot more. Well, not that you're going to see, like, otokonoko running all over the place, but, like, you know, they've got otokonoko maid cafes in Japan. And, like, it is, I would argue otokonoko actually is a lot more of a lifestyle than femboy is in the West, you know? I'd love femboy to be a lifestyle, but it very much is, like, hella over-sexualized. And I totally agree with Lily here. It is a lot closer to twink over the years. It's more dangerous to do it IRL in the West. Also true, and that is a factor, I suppose. But would otokonoko not be closer to trans girl, but without identifying as a girl? It's complicated, but like no, because it's just different. You know what I mean? It's kind of just different to me. It's all just different. If anything, I would say like it is just complicated, right? There's no like one answer, because obviously like there's case by case, and everybody identifies like just a little bit differently, but. I heard we were talking about femboys. Feminine boys aren't necessarily femboys. Also true. That's what I mean, though. That's kind of like why femboys get closer to twink territory, because, and this isn't like me saying that's the way it should be, right? This isn't me saying like that's the way it should be. This is just like the trends I've noticed, right? And to deny those trends is to deny the majority of the people who participate in this culture. And to deny that would just be to deny reality, I guess. You know what I mean? Like we can hold on to this purest idea of what we want femboys to be, but the fact of the matter is the cultures are different, you know what I mean? And otokonokos in the East look very different from most femboys in the West, at least most people who identify as femboys in the West. Like even my model right now, you know what I mean? Like I'm super twinky with this model, You know what I mean? I'm not a femboy. I mean, like, I am a femboy. Like IRL, I identify one, and I use one for branding. And my older models were definitely more femboy. But this model right here, like, this is twinky as fuck. Like I'm like, if I wasn't wearing short shorts and a single thigh high, would I really be a femboy? Like, would this model really be considered a femboy? Is it even considered a femboy? I don't know, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm pointing out. As someone who is ignorant to the subject, I legit don't know the difference between femboy and otokonoko culture. Is it just appearance or something different? It's definitely like appearance, aesthetic is definitely like one of those things, in my opinion. You'd still be a big cutie? Thank you. Aesthetic is definitely one of them, though, because if you look at like most otokonokos, like I said, like femboys are leaning more and more towards like twinkness, I guess. Effeminate twinks, you know what I mean? Which is fine. Like, again, like, this is all fine. Like, I'm not saying anything. These are just my observations of, like, you know, the culture and the aesthetics that I've noticed personally. Think of it more of a presentation. Yeah. I'm You're really flexing and saying that word. Nani? I don't know what we're talking about. Sage wisdom from a researcher in the field. I mean, like, just, okay. Like, here, let me look up femboys. Let me look up femboys on Google Images, okay? And then I'll look up otokonoko. And you can kind of just see the difference. Otokonoko, they'll have like a lot longer hair. They'll wear their hair down low. They kind of just look, they have a culturally feminine gender expression, like all the time. That's kind of like the whole point, right? It's not just cross-dressing in a skirt once in a while for fun, you know? This is the difference between scene goth emo 20 years ago. Those involved care, those outside do not. Yeah. Yeah, 100% Sylvia. A little bit, right? Like, obviously none of this shit matters. Don't share screen when looking it up. Yeah, I'm not gonna share my screen while looking it up, trust me. Like, I but then, you know, I don't want to cherry pick images, but like, if you look at femboys, right? Like, again, if I look at femboy and go to the images, you're gonna notice a trend. And that trend is like, okay, and no offense, like, I don't know if this is just like one particular person, like, I don't know, okay, but like, there's this one fucking hairstyle that I keep seeing femboys have, and it's so fucking bad, guys. Oh my god, it's just like, and I think they wear their hair this way because they're not totally able to be like 100% feminine all the time. Why don't you create a Google Docu on that? I want to create like a PowerPoint presentation, okay? Or maybe just like a YouTube video, you know? The curly fluffy hair. Yeah, are you guys noticing the poofy hair? Are you guys noticing this poofy hair? Like this, it's like this like fuckboy, like kind of e-boy style. You know what I mean? That's like something I'm noticing a lot with like reoccurring with like most femboys, okay? And it's fine, it's like fine if that's your vibe, okay? But then like, I think everybody started doing this, and now that's just like the femboy aesthetic, because I'm scrolling through like these images, man. I mean, sometimes you'll get like an actual feminine hairstyle, but it's so often it's just like, it's just like a Twinkie, like, you know, they look like Justin Bieber. Like, femboy has been changed to mean Justin Bieber. I guess I don't have to assign characteristics to the terms. Astolfo otokonoko venti femboy. I guess you could. I guess like it is. You know what I mean? Like once we're down to like labeling characters, it's like a weird game of like, you know, opinion, right? Like at the end of the day, it is all kind of just like an opinion, you know? Justin Bieber, okay, but you can't say I'm wrong though, right? Like, put Justin Bieber in a skirt and like, okay, that's just like your modern femboy, that's your average femboy, okay? Whereas if you look at otokonoko, right? Like, senpai is an otokonoko, for example. If you look at that, I guess this is my thesis, right? I'm just laying out my argument, chat. I'm laying out my argument, okay? Before we start getting into like counterpoints, this is the argument I'm laying out. But yeah, if you look at otokonoko, it's usually like, you know, you pass as a girl, right? Like that's the idea, is you pass as a girl. Or like, you know, sometimes you'll get characters like Hideyoshi who are like kind of up in the air, and that's like the joke, right? But like most otokonoko, long hair, skirt, like not just a skirt, but like, you know, like actual like feminine clothing, right? They're not just like wearing an oversized hoodie and some thigh highs with some curly poofy hair. It's like there's a clear difference in aesthetic, right? So that would be my main argument for why obviously they're not the same. Do I have an issue if people are gonna like look at an anime femboy or look at an anime otokonoko and call them a femboy? Obviously not. You know what I mean? Like, we all know what you mean. We all know what you mean. But I think, like, if we're looking like IRL, there are clear differences between the culture. You know what I mean? It would be like saying Lolita culture in Japan is the same as, like, Victorian culture. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example. But you know what I mean? Like, it's similar, but it's different. It's definitely different. It's definitely fucking different. So where do we want to begin? Where should we begin, chat? Where should we begin? It's an interesting discussion. I've wondered from time to time what the differences were, but I think I can see it. Do you guys kind of know where I'm coming from? You know what I mean? Like, again, though, like, if you call, like, a anime, if you call a Stoffel a femboy, I'm gonna know what you mean. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna be like, whoa. Actually, they're an otoko, like, you know? Like, I know what you're talking about. It's fine, you know? Same if you called them a trap, I'd be like, okay, yeah. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know what you're... Yes, we're talking about a Stoffel, yeah. You know? Any questions, chat? Any questions? What are we talking about? We're talking about femboys. We're talking about otokonoko and femboy and the differences between the two, I suppose. Taiga, your opinion on beef jerky? I've never had it. It's been a hot minute. Oh shit. I should not have eaten that extra edible. Okay, I'm gonna get fucked up. My goal is to be like Hideyoshi. Me too. I mean, like, I'll take any femboy from any anime. They're all great. Spit it out? Oh yeah, I just don't have to eat it. I'll save that for later. It's all good. It's all good. But hopefully, I don't know, do you guys see where I'm coming from? Do you understand what I'm saying? Any hot take, like, you know, any counter arguments to my hot take? You see what I mean though, right? Anyway, Mizu replied, I've done my own video on this in the past, and I'd have to disagree. Realistically, femboy is just the Western version of otonoko. I don't know if that's like a different... Here, hold on. Otonoko. I assume they meant otokonoko, and they probably sent it from their phone, and then it, like, autocorrected. So I'll assume they meant otokonoko. Realistically, femboy is just the Western version of otokonoko, and any real differences are forced on it by people trying to convert femboy into something more.
Yeah, I was scared, and yet mysteriously
I think,
attracted to him at the same
like,
time.
on the surface...
Love the goober.
I'll read the whole thing.
I've known you for so long, Tiger, and I'm not ashamed. Keep
thank
up
you,
the good
Hayano.
vibes and content.
For sure, for sure. Thank you so much for the 2 months for 25 months. I see what Mizu is saying, but I'll elaborate in a minute. The only other way to find a real difference is to use the historical usage of oton... Okay, they said it twice now, so I don't know if it was a typo or if we're talking about something else. Otonoko, despite the fact that it's evolved over the years like all language. Anyway, I'll assume they're talking about otokonoko. Otokonoko are for marriage, femboys are for sex. Big difference. Exactly. That is a big difference, though, okay? That is a big difference. Anyway, I've their argument, their main point, at least in this reply, is realistically femboy is just the Western version of otokonoko. I think I'd like it to be. You know what I mean? I think Mizu might like that to be, right? What does otokonoko mean? That's a great question. Here, let me get a source up. I'll Google it and we'll read what Google has to say. Although, I would argue some people might disagree with Google's assessment, but we're just gonna go by the Wikipedia page, okay? Otokonoko definition. Is that okay? Is that okay? So otokonoko. Okay, we're gonna go to the wiki. We're gonna go to the Wikipedia. Is that fair? Hot armpit? Don't look at my armpit. Boga. Perfect. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. So, otokonoko, male daughter or male girl, also pronounced otoko no musame. Is that how it's pronounced? That feels like a whole new sentence. Is a Japanese... Okay, so I think that's what they mean. I think that's what, yeah, otoko no, yeah, whatever. Yeah. I got it now. Is a Japanese term for men who have a culturally feminine gender expression. This includes, among others, males with feminine appearances or those cross-dressing otokonoko, or those cross-dressing, period. Otokonoko is a play on the word otoko, which is boy, from the characters male and child, which is also pronounced otokonoko. In the slang term, the kanji for child is substituted with daughter/girl. So it's like a play on words. It's kind of like a, you get it? The term originated in Japanese manga and internet culture in the 1990s, but the concept reflects a broad range of earlier traditions and examples of male cross-dressing in Japan, such as onogara in kabuki theater. Citation needed. Take that one with a grain of salt. Citation needed. Its popularity increased around 2009 with the rise of dedicated maid cafes, fashion stores, cosmetic products, and more specifically 4chan in the West. I think it was definitely popularized on 4chan in the West. Trap. I mean, like otokonoko was kind of, and then trap kind of came from that through 4chan, if that makes sense. At least that's my understanding of it. Citation needed. Correct me if I'm wrong. And range of popular media in the cosmetic products and a range of popular media in the otaku culture. It is often combined with the cosplay of female fictional characters by men. Crossplay. By extension, otokonoko is also a genre of media and fiction about feminine-looking or feminine-dressing men. Often contains erotic or romantic elements. It is mainly aimed at male audience, but also appears in a lot of shoujo manga. Citation needed. Take any of the citation needed ones with a grain of salt. Take this whole thing. It's Wikipedia. Take the whole thing with a grain of salt. Otokonoko characters have also begun to appear in mainstream Japanese popular entertainment such as manga, anime. Also begun. They've been there. They've been there. Anyway, you get the idea, right? And make no mistake, men looking feminine predates so much. Yeah, there's like men looking feminine. Since before otokonokos or femboys or whatever even existed, cross-dressing has been a thing. People have cross-dressed. It's just a thing that happens, okay? But yeah, that's the definition we're working off. The broad definition we're working off. Mainly the first part of like a male with a culturally feminine gender expression. You get the idea? Also just girl in general. Especially for child, I think. Looking up Kurapika, I've learned the term bishonen. Thoughts on bishonen? I would agree Kurapika is a bishonen and not really a femboy if we wanted to get like into the nitty gritty. Obviously at the end of the day, there's overlap for all of them, right? Like you could be an otokonoko and a femboy, technically. Like you can identify however you want, right? I'm just saying like broadly, culturally speaking, you know what I mean? Most of the anime femboys you love are otokonoko. And femboy is just kind of like a Western word we're kind of using for simplicity's sake, which is like totally valid and understandable. But then my issue more comes from when like I look at the femboy culture that I see today. I don't like really dig it. You know what I mean? Like I look at like IRL femboys and kind of like what they're doing, and I don't really vibe with that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm coming from, saying that they're not different,
Hideyoshi from
not the same.
Baka and Test is a true femboy.
Sure, whatever, man. Sure. Like, I'm trying to think. Until they call themselves one, I'd still call them an otokonoko, you know what I mean? I'd still call them otokonoko. Male daughter is still very much accurate, you know what I mean? I would consider Kurapika bishonen, especially in the 99 version. Yeah, 100%. I think they're like, it's said that Kurapika looks very feminine. I don't really consider them a femboy. They don't cross-dress even like a single time. That's not true. That is not true. I told you a lie. They absolutely cross-dress at least once. I still don't really consider them a femboy. Bishonen seems accurate enough. But anyway, back to Twitter. Could you believe it? We're back on Twitter. Otokonoko, femboy, twink, bishonen, all words that overlap in places but aren't directly language parallels. Exactly. And that's my main argument. I think, I guess I made this tweet to kind of like point out that like a lot of the characters you love in anime are technically not femboys, and it would be cooler. I don't know. Not that it's a big deal if you call them. Hideyoshi is neither. He's Hideyoshi, of course. Taiga's Taiga. Hideyoshi's Hideyoshi. True though. Yeah, true. I think he's technically considered an otokonoko, at least by the fans, you know what I mean? But in universe, that's the joke. That do be the joke. I do believe that both terms are over sexualized. Well, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna act like otokonoko aren't like sexualized to hell and back, like in manga, right? Because they are, right? Like they there's so many doujin. Trust me, I've read them. Trust me, take my word for it. There's a lot of hentai, for otokonoko. But I think from what I can tell, like IRL, there's more of like a culture that is focused on like a lifestyle and fashion and lifestyle. You know what I mean? In kind of like beauty and just being really cute. As cute as possible, and I don't think that's paralleled in the femboy side of things. You know, I don't think the femboy culture parallels that very well at all. Okay, so back to Mizu's point. Realistically, femboy is just the Western version of otokonoko, and any real differences are forced on it by people trying to convert femboy into something more. I think I want that to be true. Mizu's in chat, by the way. Hey Mizu, how's it going? I think I want that to be true, Mizu. However, to ignore all the people calling themselves femboy in the West, just wouldn't be. I mean, it just doesn't. It's just not. That would be dumb, I guess. It wouldn't help our point, right? Because like, fact of the matter is, there's a huge fucking femboy community. There's a huge fucking community of people who all identify and call themselves femboys, and they don't present the same way as otokonoko. They just don't. It's not the same culture. It's not the same aesthetic. You know what I mean? I'm fine ignoring all of them. I mean, I'd love to ignore all of them, but I think at the end of the day, it's just easier to say that they're different. You know what I mean? I don't think we can ignore like a huge chunk of the people who actually do identify as femboys and vibe with that and be like, they don't exist, and femboy is this one thing that I think it is. You know what I mean? Because it's not, right? Clearly it's not, right? Clearly it's not, clearly there's a lot of fucking people who, I mean, I could bring up femboy on Google Images, but you get the idea. It's twinky. It's a lot twinkier. And trap culture was always a lot closer to otokonoko. So to be like, oh yeah, femboy is the same as otokonoko would be to like, just kind of deny reality in the fact that like, no, trap was a lot closer. Like the trap culture was just a lot closer to what we want, like what I, see otokonoko as. And we were kind of forced to drop trap and pick up femboy. And upon picking up femboy, we also picked up a lot more casual people who were kind of, maybe just wear a dress or a skirt occasionally. I have a secret for people. As someone who used to be trans in the sex workplace, a majority of not safe for work femboys aren't femboys by their own admission. They're just using it for money. Maybe, but that is true. I mean, I'm sure that's technically true, but I also think those people, I don't know, it's complicated. I would believe that too. The funny thing is though, I think a lot of the femboys who like end up being trans or transitioning, like Finster, for example, like Finster aesthetically is a lot closer to what otokonoko is supposed to be than most other modern femboys, which I think is ironic. You know what I mean? Like they're actually making like a real genuine effort to pass as the opposite gender, as opposed to just like, oh, I'm wearing an oversized hoodie, a pleated skirt, some striped thigh highs, and I've got this poofy fucking afro on my head. You know what I mean? I agree. They're hyper femme and leans more in. Yeah, leans more. Like, I'm not saying they lean more oto because like they're a girl. They're trans. They identify as a literal girl, I guess. So like they're not any more oto gonna go, but you know what I mean. But that's what I mean though. Like, my main argument is that like, yeah, femboys are just kind of like twinky. They're twinkier, just on average. They just are. I mean, and you can discount all those people, but I'm certainly not when I'm making my point. And like the more culturally things change, the more it's just the way it is. Last I heard, Finster is gender fluid and goes by anything. Okay, well that's news to me. I heard they came out as trans and then I kind of stopped paying attention. It's all a spectrum, obviously, yes. Like, feminine men doesn't equal femboy, just as femboy. Yeah, right? Like, you can just be, like, a really fucking hot... Like, Axl Rose, for example, in his, glory days, he's not a femboy. Well, I mean, like, he's a feminine boy, but he's not, like, he wouldn't have identified as a femboy. He'd just be like, bro, I'm fucking, like, hardcore. I'm rock and roll, babe. I'm fucking glam metal, Glam metal, what am I saying? That is not glam metal. That is not fucking glam metal. Do trans people really have beef with femboys, or was that just a meme? No, they do. They well, not I shouldn't. I'm not gonna say they, because like obviously everybody's different, and I've got tons of trans friends who are totally fucking chill with femboys and even like trap usage, right? But absolutely 100%, without exaggerating, some trans people fucking despise femboys. Like they do not think we exist. It depends on the group. It depends where you go, but I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. I've seen like posts with thousands of likes, just like absolutely acting like femboys don't exist. Why? I don't know. I think it's because there's just like an unspoken hatred. It's like a beef. It's like it's red team versus blue team. Except I don't know. I think I don't know. I think we both kind of escalate sometimes, and I think sometimes certain femboys will be super transphobic, and then I think some trans people will be super fucking femboy phobic. I don't know what you want to call that, but like I think when everybody's an eye for an eye, where it makes the world blind, I guess. Why? I don't know, man. But yeah, I agree with Lily's take here of that. They're really like I think Lily's take is actually like a perfect kind of like response to Mizi's take. I would argue that there isn't really a new word for what femboy was intended to represent. Back when the word trap became charged in the eyes of social media, Western culture pushed femboy closer to twink over the years, which I think is really disappointing in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like that's like honestly one of my major criticisms of like the femboy culture is that it is just very much like. It's a bit over sexualized. It's a bit twinky. It's a bit kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like if your whole vibe was like cross dressing and passing as a girl, and just like if you wanted what Otokonoko had and you got together with a bunch of femboys, the average experience is just gonna be pretty disappointing. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna join that group and it's just gonna be like a lot of fucking. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of like over sexualized trash, and just like let's wear skirts and fraught. It's that kind of vibe. It's very like. I would almost describe it as like, if I were to insult it, I would be like, this is pretty trashy. It's pretty trashy comparatively to Otokonoko culture. This is again something I have experience with. I also have experience with it, but a lot of femboys get upset because not all of trans people try to push femboys to transition. Yeah, 100%. And a lot of femboys see that and then they push back and they're like, okay, well, you're not valid either. You don't, you know what I mean? And then it's just a fucking culture war. It's just a culture war. It's hard to say who really started it. I have my opinions, but I don't want to, all I'm saying is that the only reason we identify as femboys right now is because Talos worship was outlawed, okay? Talos worship was outlawed, and now we're all femboys. Kind of vibe. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, if we were allowed to still be traps, we would be, right? I think that would be like the predominant like identity, the thing we say. We'd be calling all these femboys traps. We'd be like, oh, it's my favorite trap, okay? But there was a cultural shift, and it was kind of forced on us by the 8. Sinner, LMAO. Let's let femboys be femboys, because not gonna lie, no, like, nobody's saying, like, erase femboys, right? Nobody's, like, looking at femboy culture and being like, this shouldn't exist, okay? Because it does exist. It does exist, and there's nothing I can do about it, okay? My point is only that Otokonoko and femboy, therefore, are not technically the same. Because they're not, you know what I mean? Fads and terms come and go. They do. But, the majority of people who identify as Otokonoko, would not be, the majority of people who identify as femboys, I mean, like, if they showed up to an Otokonoko meet, do you really think it'd be the same vibe? I don't think so. But maybe it'd be cool, right? Like, I'm sure they'd be welcome. I'm not saying they wouldn't be welcome. Would you and Milky Ray do a collab? Yeah, fuck yeah, I'd do a collab. But we already did a collab. We played, I forgot what it was, but we played. Yeah, we did a collab. Can't we all just be gay and happy? We can be gay and happy. But we also need to acknowledge the facts, okay? The facts. And that's that Otokonoko and femboy, aesthetically they're different, culturally they're different, just like kind of vibe based they're different. All right. Before I was a Shota, I called myself a trap tuber and got so much harassment every day. It was unreal. Me too. Yeah, back when I was like still underage and kind of like just getting into cross-dressing the first time, like all I really knew was like kind of trap culture. So I called myself a trap all the time. That's how I identified. I was like, I'm a trap. I'm a trap. And it made me really happy. I fucking loved it. You know? I fucking loved that shit. And then I kind of had to pivot away from that. I was kind of forced to call myself a femboy. I talked about this in another stream, but yeah, I was very much like forced to call myself like a femboy. And I fucking hated that term at the time. I hated it. I fucking despised it. Because it was so fetishy. Like femboy in my, like back in 2016, in my opinion, femboy was a super fetishy term. It just sounded like, you know, it sounded like dick girl or whatever, or like, you know, something you'd see in like a Pornhub category, you know? Milky Ray's cheater, low key, LMAO. But yeah, I saw the term as super fucking fetishy when I was a kid, and I didn't really like it at all. Or yeah, like kind of like Fuda, where it just had like that connotation, right? Like trap felt like pure and almost innocent to an extent. And femboy to me, when I was like 16, I was like, I don't know, like I just didn't want to call myself that, right? Like it just had that, it just sounded like, it just sounded bad, you know? I didn't like the vibes, but I didn't really have a choice, you know? Eventually, it just got kind of like, it was too much trouble to call myself one because you just get harassed 24/7, and like, you know, especially with how things are now, like people would take that so far if I kept calling myself that. That's the one thing I'm actually surprised wasn't in the Google Doc against me. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they didn't use me calling myself a trap when I was 16 as an argument to call me transphobic. Can there be Shota Otokonoko? Technically, yes. Yeah, right? Because you could just be like, yeah. You could also arguably just be like, I'm a lolly Shota. I have to get back to work before they catch me watching cute tigers on Twitch. Enjoy the rest of your stream. For sure. I'm looking forward to seeing your response, Mizu, because I don't know. I think I can convince you. I mean, I guess if you're just of the POV that like all the femboys who don't match the Otokonoko aesthetic aren't real femboys, then like there's not really much I can like debate with you. But like, you know what I mean? Like if that's your POV, that's your POV. But I don't think I can in good conscience like just be like, actually they don't count. Because there's tons of, they outnumber me. They outnumber everybody. They outnumber all of us, and they very much do kind of count, you know? You have to identify the way we want you to, or else you're scum/S. No, but literally though, that's kind of what it was, unfortunately. That's kind of what happened. What is the Otokonoko aesthetic you speak of? Okay, well, I'll get some images up and we can talk about them. But like, think of any anime you've Think of any anime femboy you can, like Astolfo, for example, okay? I guess I just consider longer hair, for starters, to not, like, I guess be a requirement, but, like, it helps, right? Longer hair, for sure. It's more of just, like, here, let me look it up. Otokonoko, and we'll just we'll scroll through some images, okay? And hopefully there's nothing. Can I put safe search on? How do I get safe search on? More? Let me just scroll down. I think we're okay. Is Narantia a femboy? I don't think I would consider them one, but you're welcome to. I don't think I would, like, I see them get called one a lot. I definitely think they're feminine. I don't think they're, like, literally a femboy. It might just be the JoJo style kind of hurting it. Like, I guess for JoJo standards maybe, but I don't really think so, no. I think they are a feminine. I think they're like a feminine twink. That would be an example of feminine twink, right? But yeah, let's like have a look here. So you've got, like, you know, like, for example, like the IRL Otokonoko. It's very much like, you see what I mean though? Show me an IRL femboy who looks like this. I mean, they exist. They 100% exist. But you know, you get what I'm saying, right, guys? You get what I'm saying? You know, it's longer hair. It's more just like you are passing as a girl, right? The focus is to pass as a girl, not necessarily just to be like a twink in feminine clothing, you know? What about that one character from Bleach? You're gonna have to be more specific, but like Hideyoshi's also a good example, which we have like here. You see what I mean? Look at these boys. Wait, I'm in the way. I'm totally in the way. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Look at these boys, chat. Look at these boys, okay? Okay? What do all these boys have in common? It's that they pass for girls, you know? It's that they pass for girls. Except for like maybe this one. This one's like on the verge, but like it's definitely still a spectrum, right? So all Otokonoko are femboys, but not all femboys are Otokonoko. Exactly. Maybe I got my tweet like a little backwards. Maybe I should have said femboy doesn't equal Otokonoko. But I think this is still technically accurate, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not insane, am I? Bottom left is superior. Bottom left, the goat. I do like bottom left. Actually, okay, if I had to pick a favorite though, okay, you can't see because I'm blocking them, but I love Hidari and I love Hidari and I love Hideyoshi. I adore them. Most of the images the senpai is an Otokonoko anime, which arguably is a perfect example of what I mean though, from like the culture just being a little different. But yeah, it's a lot of people calling me base. Thank you. But we have Funbo, resident Otokonoko expert, mind you. They agreed with me. And their art is amazing. If you haven't seen it, like, you know, the aesthetics you see, I mean, like, this is just their style. This is just kind of their vibe. But like, it's a lot of like kind of Lolita. It's almost like Lolita to an extent. You know what I mean? Like Otokonoko. Like there is like an art to putting on the makeup, the wigs, the clothing. Like there is an art to dressing up in Otokonoko that is just not there in femboy culture. Like it doesn't exist. Like it's just like such a different vibe. You know what I mean? That's where it all started, Lolita. Exactly. I don't know if that's true. Citation needed, but that sounds right. I love their character, by the way. They're so fucking cute. They're so fucking cute. They're all boys, by the way. These are all boys. Wow. That's not a boy, but you get the idea. Most of these are all boys, and there is more of like a fashion to it, right? There's like a culture behind the dressing up. It is a different aesthetic entirely, in my opinion. Not that like all Otokonoko are this elaborate, but like, you know, the IRL culture is a lot more about like the flowering and the dressing up, the having fun. Not that like femboys don't do that, because don't get me wrong, they probably do. Like some do, you know what I mean? But look up like most femboy, like, you know, I'm noticing trends. As somebody who's been in the scene, I notice a lot of trends, okay? And I don't like all of the trends. And I can't just like, you know, I can't just pretend those trends don't exist. Name please. Oh yeah, this is Funbo. This is fun_bo. They're a great artist. They're fucking lovely. I've gotten some art for them before and it was super cute. I want to get some more. But it's adorable. I love their OC so much. I think it comes from more of a JP or sex negative. I would not say JP or sex negative. Maybe in like more like you know, out in the open, yeah, but like behind closed doors, they can get freaky with the best of us, you know? I think like aesthetically though, absolutely femboys are a lot over sexualized, like in the clothing department, in the way they choose to dress and present. Like even if you look at like other femboy VTubers, right? Like look at like Otokonoko VTubers and then look at femboy VTubers. And you'll notice the same trends in like the femboy VTubers, because it's also VTubing that it's important to do. And VTubing already has like a ton of like inspiration from, you know, from like anime, obviously VTubing is inspired by anime. But even then, like the femboy VTubers, a lot of the time you'll see like, you know, they look like anime characters and it's mainly just like, even the femboys are just like kind of dressing in streetwear or like, you know what I mean? You know, they're not really like Otokonoko. It's not the same vibe. Taiga, you're just arguing over semantics? Yeah. And? And? I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, we're not really arguing. It's a conversation, okay? We're having a conversation, okay? We're asking what the differences are, and to say there are no differences is ignorant, in my opinion. Not ignorant, but like, you know, that's a strong word, but maybe like, you know, there are differences. They're not the same, in my opinion. I mean, it's like saying Lolita aesthetics, you know, it's like looking at, it's like looking at streetwear and being like, well, streetwear is the same as Lolita because they're both clothing styles, but they're different, right? They're different styles. They're different like aesthetics, you know? They're different aesthetics. Now, granted, it's a little more complicated than just like clothing aesthetics, because on top of like being an aesthetic, it is also an identity for a lot of people. So it is different. I mean, so yeah, we're like arguing over semantics, but like that's how you debate. That's like what debating is, arguing over semantics. Ooh, Karamete stream, how's it going, Circus Guys? We were just talking about the differences between otokonoko and femboy, if you feel there are any, or why or why not, you know what I mean? JP has a lot of weird censorship laws because a panty shot is totally legal, but a peen must be censored, yeah. And that's why we love Japan. And that's why we love Japan. There's also a lot more that, here, like I'll refresh and we'll go through more of these replies, shall we? Because there are like some other like maybe more negative differences that people are pointing out. Like for example, this person asked like, what are the differences? And this person replied, otokonoko is less part of orientation and more of a culturally relevant fashion sense. Orientation generally isn't considered by the wearer, and any exceptions are generally a case-by-case basis. Sometimes boys just want to be pretty. So you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Whereas I would argue femboy is a bit more of maybe an orientation, you know what I mean? Not all femboys are necessarily gay or bi either. No, is anybody saying that? Is anybody saying all femboys are gay or all otokonoko are gay? Because like obviously not, dude. Like I'm straight as fuck. I want a girl to peg me. I'm like 40% gay and 60% straight. Up the tags. What's up? What's going on? How's it going, bro? But yeah, I think I generally agree with this. Sometimes boys just want to be pretty, and I think it is more of like a kind of fashion to it. You know what I mean? It is more of like a lifestyle in the sense of like, this is just how you choose to present and dress. You know what I mean? Like this is a fashion kind of vibe. I don't know, like I get it, but it's also more like, listen, I know nobody outside like the femboy community is actually gonna care about these differences, okay? This shit does not matter, okay? But I'll continue. I get it, but it's also more like you can make your position clear, but it's gonna be hard to change anyone's mind. I mean, yeah, sure, but it's still fun to try. It's not that serious. Anyone taking this conversation all that seriously needs to go outside. Needs to go outside. Opposite of a tomboy. Okay, but a tomboy is like the perfect example, right? Because I think a tomboy is a great example of something that like did mean very much like one thing and kind of has like turned into an aesthetic, a fashion sense, right? Being a tomboy used to mean that you just kind of like, well, I mean, like, you know, kids were tomboys, right? Like, oh, I wear overalls and I play manhunt with the boys outside, you know? I don't play with dolls or anything like that. That's what tomboy used to mean, you know? I don't do makeup. I wasn't like all preppy and pretty. I hated wearing dresses, like that kind of vibe, right? And tomboy is something definitely that like you could argue has aesthetically shifted over time to mean kind of just like, hey, this is like a fashion sense. You dress like this on purpose, you know? People are being tomboys into their you know 20s and 30s, and like, you know, they're growing up like that. They, you know, they're like, yeah, I'm a fucking alternative, you know, kind of vibe. I identify as an otokonoko. Not gonna lie, I'm straight, but Taiga makes me gay as fuck. Yeah, I mean that's fun. Actually, would you consider femboys to be under like the genderqueer umbrella? What would you define as the genderqueer umbrella? I guess. Oh my god, wait, no, my edible is getting stuck to the paper towel. I'm just gonna eat it, chat. I'm just gonna eat it. I'm just gonna take the hit. I'm gonna take the hit. I'm gonna lose my mind. Tomboy isn't a sexuality though, so it's connected in that sense. I mean, femboy isn't really a sexuality, is it? Or if it is, like, explain what you mean. Eat the paper towel? Ew, no. I'm okay. I got it off. It's all good. I do think, like, while femboy isn't a sexuality, it kind of has been, like... It's kind of been adopted as more of, like, an identity, right? It's more of, like, it's more of an identity, almost, like, non-binary to an extent, I think people are doing. And this is, like, make no mistake, this is very much, like, a criticism, in my opinion. Like, I don't think it should be this way. I like otokonoko culture. That is what I prefer. I prefer otokonoko culture, and the reason I'm saying femboy isn't the same as otokonoko is because I do see the trends, and I do see, like, what a lot of people are vibing with and doing, and it has gotten so far away from, like, what otokonoko used to mean. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That made sense, right? So like this is like, if anything, this is like a mild criticism of femboyism. I wish it was more like similar to otokonoko. That's kind of my point, is that it's gotten away from that. And I'm worried people will take this out of context and kind of assume that like actually you'll see that in a minute though. So I think we got one other person asking what the difference is. Okay, this person replied, yeah, not all otokonokos dress like girls or use their mannerisms. Femboys jumps ahead onto girlhood while using their masculinity as an anchor. I don't, if anything, it's like the opposite, right? Like if anything, it's the complete opposite. Because how sexualized it's been, it's broadly associated with being gay, but femboy doesn't have to mean being gay. Of course, yeah. Is anybody saying like opposite? Like we are all collectively in agreement. Just because you're a femboy does not mean you're gay. Right? Right? This person says Western femboy culture is legitimizing the abuse of jugs. I don't know if I would word it that way, but like, yeah, there is there is definitely a trend of a lot of Western femboys going on HRT to kind of stay feminine, you know, to keep that femboy aesthetic, to enhance it, or to just to stay that way longer, I guess. Or at least that's like the idea. It came in on solid philosophy. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. I don't know. I think genderqueer is kind of like a broad idea of messing around with and having gone. Here's my thing. I don't think being genderqueer is real. Like it's real, but like it's not real in the sense that like I don't want to use that term to describe anything I'm doing, so I'm not going to use it. So it's not real to me. You know what I mean? Like it's real. Like if you want to call like what you're doing that's fine. But you know what I mean? Like I don't think like as a cultural standard, it's something that I need to adopt. If that makes sense. Like it's just like if you want to call it that, that's cool. You can call it that, but I don't really vibe with that. I don't think I would ever call anything I'm doing genderqueer. I think I hate the sound of that. Is that fair? Is that a fair way to put it? I think I hate the sound of that. It is incredibly real. I say has an ickiness to you. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I just don't want to use that to describe anything I'm doing, so I'm not going to. So I don't need. It doesn't. You know, like it's real to you, but like I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm good. You know? If it's really you poggers, it's just not my vibe. That's where the worry starts for me. Taking drugs or meds to force the body to stay in a certain state always kind of scares me. Yeah, it's pretty scary. It's definitely pretty scary. Granted, it's not something I think like it's my business to decide for anybody. Like what the fuck am I gonna do about it? You know what I mean? If somebody wants it, they're gonna go get it. And like we can shame them. I guess like I guess we can shame them, you know, but like that seems mean and I don't really need to do that. Like if you want it to be less popular, I guess like that's go for it, but I'm not gonna, you know, take part in that. That's kind of where I got off. Like if you want to do it, I don't care. Ruin your own life or don't. I don't know, maybe it'll work out, you know? Shaming bad. Yeah, shaming bad. So this person replies, this person also asked me, can I explain the differences? And this person replied, cross-dressing boys with more feminine leaning fashion styles and interests. Femboy, gooner fetish with literally every single femboy having the same outfit copy and pasted, but we're being for real by definition, then femboys are just guys that are feminine and that's it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this take? It's definitely a little charged, but it's true though, like not like completely true, but like it's kind of true. It's like kind of true. Not like I wouldn't say it that way, but yeah. Like, you know, they do kind of copy paste outfits. Like there is like one aesthetic, you know? Yeah, no. I don't know. I'm of the opinion that you gotta take care of your body, man. Yeah, for sure. Femboy or not, for sure. You do have to. I mean, like, I encourage you to take care of your body, but whatever that means for you, like, I don't know you. I'm not that invested in your life. You know what I mean? It's literally just like, if you want to do this shit to yourself, I don't know you, so I don't care. Like, you know? Does that make sense? I think there's a lot of gurus in this space. I mean, there's definitely a lot of gurus for like otokonoko as well. Like, I'm not gonna say there's none, but like I do think like overall there's a huge aspect of the otokonoko culture which is a little more wholesome and a little less like just focused on having sex all the time, right? And I don't think that really, unfortunately, and this is like a criticism, I don't think it exists in the same capacity in the femboy community. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't think that kind of culture of just like, I really just want to dress up and be a pretty girl, and you know, like I don't think that exists in the same way for Western culture for various reasons, but that is why I think they're different, you know? They're not just one-to-one, right? It's not just like they're the same, join either, or like, not that you would join any, like you just do what you do, but you know what I mean? Wait, so you agree with the idea of the use of medical drugs for transitioning with the intent to desire to look feminine, but you literally use Finster as an example of an otokonoko? No, I never said Finster was an otokonoko. I said aesthetically, they're closer to what otokonoko tends to aim for than most other femboys. That is a very different sentence.
Scared and yet mysteriously attracted to
Please, like listen to the specifics, to the details of what I'm saying, and not just like, I never said Finster was an otokonoko. I said aesthetically, they try a lot harder to look and pass and live like as a girl than a lot of femboys do, which is just objectively true. A lot of the femboy culture, a lot of the femboy dress up, it's just twinks. It's just a lot of twinks, which is fine, but like there's a lot more boy in the femme than there is for most otokonokos, okay? Understand what I'm saying? Understand? Does that make sense? Any other questions? People just hear what they want to hear. Well, I think they were asking clarifying questions, so it's all good. It's all good. But like, I do want to be fucking clear here, because if you fuckers take me out of context here, I'll be so mad. I will be so fucking mad. Actually, let me check. It might have already happened. Let's see. Hold on. Let me check. Let's check the notifications. Let's check the notifications. Okay, I think we're good. It's not that deep yet. No, we understood. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting to be taken out of context, because some people get really fucking serious about this stuff, and I understand, okay? I understand everybody's identity is important to them, but like, you know, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my goddamn best here, okay? I'm doing my goddamn best here. Okay. So then there's like this quote tweet, which we'll go over. Small Baka says, femboy is short for feminine boy. It isn't tied to a cultural thing. It's simply a term to describe a character or real person
so would I be
in a
a
condensed way.
Takonoko then and not a femboy? I am feminine in appearance, love dressing up cause cute stuff is peak. But I still embrace my masculinity.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by embracing masculinity. I mean, that's like the main problem, right? Like, what do you mean you're embracing your masculinity, you know? That would be like how I define. So would I be an otokonoko then? You'd be whatever you want to identify as. Like, realistically, that's whatever you want to call yourself, you can say you are. I don't give a fuck. I could care less. I could care less. It's a legit interesting discussion. I think it's an interesting discussion. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's some nuances to it that I like talking about, and I don't think get talked about enough, and I want to talk about them. So as long as people aren't taking me out of context and making me look insane, and we're good. I can identify as Taiga sex slave then. Yay. I mean, sure. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't make it real, but as long as it's real to you, ultimately I like can't stop you, right? I don't care. I don't care. This is such a dicey intersectionality, social terms. Anyway, so Small Vodka says, femboy is short for feminine boy. It isn't tied to a cultural thing. It's simply a term to describe a character or real person in a condensed way. A real person who? My response to that would be like a real person who, right? Like what kind of real people, you know what I mean? Like it's an aesthetic, right? It describes in a specific aesthetic. Tagsy doesn't care about us. I love you guys. I love you guys, okay? We're debating. Otokonoko is basically girly male or boy who looks like a girl. As far as I'm aware, and then they respond in the next tweet, they say, as far as I'm aware, otokonoko is a lot more specific. Like I said, beloved, boy, oh, like I said, above. We'll say above. Like I said, above, boys who look like girls. They don't even need to cross-dress to look like girls. While femboy is used more broadly, meaning someone uses femboy on an obvious male who cross-dresses. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. 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 There's just enough circular semantics going on that my brain is dying. Yeah. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know that I disagree with this yet. There's some overlap then. Oh yeah, of course there's overlap. I say as much right here. Look, while they broadly cover a similar concept, there are absolutely cultural differences. That was my take. That was my take, right? That was my take, yeah? That's what I said in the tweet. That means that's what I said. That means that's my take. The joke of I identify as a fridge gets funnier every time I look at Kingpin. Really? I stopped laughing at that, like, I was still using the joke and I wasn't laughing at it anymore. Oh. We're gonna need a diagram. We're gonna need a diagram for sure. Femboy is short for feminine boy. It isn't tied to a cultural thing. I would disagree. I think it is kind of sort of like there is a culture around it, right? Like, to my understanding, you're saying the difference between otokonoko and femboy is that otokonoko is more femme, while femboys are more boy. Am I correct? I think generally speaking, I would agree with that. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't know if that was the exact point I was trying to make in any given moment, but I think as a general rule, that's not incorrect. Yeah, I can get behind that, right? That makes sense. I mean, that doesn't sound wrong to me, does it? Yeah. I'd say American culture versus Japanese culture and fashion reflects that. That's true. That could be a factor as well, 100%. That could technically be a factor of just like Japanese fashion and culture being a little more cutesy, a little more like Lolita, and well, you know what I mean? Like they not that the whole fucking like, not that the whole country dresses that way, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like it's easier to kind of get into that like vibe, you know? It's more accessible over there, 100%. That could be true, but I still think there would be like a Western equivalent of that here that isn't really represented with femboys, in my opinion. I got Japanese clothes and they make some awesome comfy stuff. Oh yeah? Where from? Any good? I might actually check it out. Hands up, Taiga, you're under arrest. Oh, damn, darn, gosh darn and heck. Anyway, then they go to, so like, I agree with everything here. Like, I think this makes sense. Femboy is short for feminine boy. The only thing I disagree with is that there's no culture for femboys. That's the only thing I'm kind of like, no, there is. There is definitely associated aesthetics, and those are really popular in like the femboy community, you know what I mean? Like, you can just I can imagine it now, right? Like, you got the big poofy kind of like, not really Justin Bieber cut, you know, where it's like kind of big and poofy, and it's like, it's boyish, it's twinkish, but like, you know, it's not a girly style, right? There's no effort to kind of like put wigs on most of the time and dress up like that. Not that wigs are even required, but like, you know, most people aren't growing out their hair super long and walking around in dresses, you know? Whereas in femboy culture, it very much is like, hey, here's your oversized hoodie, here's your pleated skirt, and I don't know, put on some thigh highs, some striped thigh highs, get your programmer socks on, and oh woo, aren't I so cute? And it's a little samey. It's a little samey. It's becoming a little samey, which I think is disappointing. That would be peak. I mean, it's cute. Don't get me wrong, it's cute, but it's cute, but it's dominating. It's dominant. It's a dominant aesthetic, and I'm getting a little sick of it. Just so you want, of course. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if I'm just vibing, I'm gonna wear that. It's a little normie. It's a little normie femboy aesthetic, which, you know, normie femboys exist. That is part of the culture, and that is like a dominating part of the culture as far as like I can tell. And I'm somebody who posts pictures a lot, and I'm somebody who like looks at what other femboys are doing, and you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's bad, okay? I'm not saying it's bad, but I am just saying, like, I notice it. I see that. Like, it's different. It's different, you know? It's different, and I noticed that it's different. The biggest identifier I've seen from femboy community are the thigh-high socks, 100%. Yeah, the stripe, the fucking thigh-high socks, man. And the hoodie. Like, honestly, that's all you need. Thigh-high socks and hoodie, and like, boom, femboy. Femboy starter kit. We do need more variety in the fashion, I agree. Thank you, thank you! And that's really all I'm asking for, you know? That's really all I'm asking for, and that's kind of why I want to make a distinction between femboy and Dotokonoko. But I think Small Baka might be doing it for like a different reason. They're arguing from a different POV, so let's get to that. But this idea that Otokonoko doesn't equal femboy is heavily flawed due to only looking at it in a cultural context and not what the word itself means. Yeah. I mean, yeah, why would you not take into account the cultural context? Why wouldn't you just take into account both? So I don't think it's flawed. I think that's like the point. I think that's the point, is that you would take into account both, you know? The title's so raw. I like it. Yo, thank you. BRB making something to eat? No worries, no worries. I did make a point earlier that in the West, you kind of have a limited pool of fashion to pick up. There isn't a huge queer fashion scene here. I disagree. Well, I wouldn't call it queer, but it's hard to find dresses that fit, yes. Well, I don't know. You can like just literally wear girls' clothes. Just buy some sizes up, you know? It's a little embarrassing. It's still different, but in the West, I mean, like, you're not gonna get like Japanese level shit, right? Like like the aesthetics are like, I mean, the aesthetics are always gonna be different just because, but like, you know what I mean? There's still a difference between, is it really queer though? I don't want it to be queer though, right? Like, I want to look like a girl. I don't want to look queer. I want to look like a girl. I don't want to look queer. I want to look like a girl, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't want to look like a femboy. I want to look like a girl. When I'm a femboy, I don't dress up to look like a femboy. I dress up to look like a girl. And I would say a lot of femboy aesthetics, you're kind of dressing up to look like a femboy. You're kind of advertising that you're a femboy in the femboy culture, in the femboy aesthetic side of things. Whereas as in the Otokonoko side of things, you're not dressing up like an Otokonoko, you're dressing up like a girl. The idea is to pass as a girl. Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? That's a damn good oh, dude, I'm so smart. I've definitely said that before, though. But yeah, I definitely think that's kind of one thing femboy aesthetics suffer from is like, I don't want to, they're not dressing up to look like a girl, they're dressing up to look like a femboy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Otokonoko culture, though, you're dressing up to look like a girl. You are passing as a girl, right? The goal is to pass as a girl. Not to be like, oh my god, look at my femboy bussy. Ooh. You know, you want to be a girl, not a femboy, not an Otokonoko, a girl. Trans girl, at least adjacent? No. Nobody wants to dress up as a trans girl, right? Trans girls aren't dressing up as, nobody's dressing up as a trans girl. No, it's just like you want to pass as a girl. That is the goal for Otokonoko. That is like the biggest difference between the culture for sure. You know? At this point, we should call them females. Femboys doesn't equal, yeah, no, well, femboys does not equal trans girl. Otokonoko does not equal trans girl. I think you're associating queer incorrectly here. You seem to equate queerness with either sex or trans identity. I suppose maybe I would have to listen back to what I said. But I'm definitely not intending to. But I definitely think like, I don't know, if somebody talks about dressing queer, that's an aesthetic to me, and that aesthetic is not dressing like a woman, because dressing like a woman is dressing like a woman. So in my brain, dressing gay or dressing queer would be like, I don't know, not that. Queer is just not straight, no? I don't know. I don't even know why we're using the word queer. Was gay that bad? Was like, ugh, I hate the word queer. I hate the word queer. Stream is lagging so much. Is it? Shit, dude, why? What the fuck? Hold on. Are we good? It doesn't look that bad. Okay, like 5 seconds, I don't know. It was technically reclaimed from an insult, queer. Yeah, but like, who chooses it gets reclaimed, you know what I mean? Isn't queer a slur too? It is, it used to be, and then it got reclaimed. I don't know, man. I don't think you're being malicious at all. I just think queer has a negative connotation for use, Maybe it does. It kind of does, I guess. Like, I don't like it. I wouldn't want to call myself that. Anyway, next they say the idea that, yeah, so they say the idea that one doesn't equal the other is flawed. I don't agree that it is. I think they are blatantly different. Looking at it in a cultural context and not what the word means itself. But what the word means itself also has like relevance from a cultural context, right? Like the cultural context influences what the word means itself, you know? Unless we're just like literally translating stuff, which, you know, sure, if you want to literally translate it like one to one, sure. They're the same, I guess. They refer to a feminine boy or whatever, but you know, yeah, culture is like relevant. Japan is a very culture heavy society. You know? There's a lot of culture in Japan, and I think erasing that is fucking lame, right? Like I think acting like femboys and otokonoko are the exact same as just erasing otokonoko culture, which is to erase like Japanese culture, which is fucking lame, you know what I mean? Cuz like so yeah, I do think the culture is like pretty relevant, you know? In my opinion. Are there Latina femboys? Dude, there's like lady boys. There's that's another example. There's like a whole ladyboy culture in Thailand, you know? And think of it however you fucking want. But if you go to the people of Thailand, if you go to the ladyboys or whatever, and you ask them, like, they'll tell you the same thing. Yeah, there's very much a culture around like what we're doing here. And I would argue that culture is very, very, very different from both femboy and otokonoko and whatever, trap, like, you know? Ladyboy is like a whole new thing. So that's my exact argument. So honestly, I think that's a good point. Like, it's the same idea as ladyboy. Like, it's just different, you know? Every culture has a feminine side. It is in the genes. Some places get repressed. I mean, I don't know that it's in the genes, but like every culture does develop their own little thing, right? And otokonoko is different from femboy. And ladyboy is different from otokonoko. And vice versa, you know? And like, what's it called? Oh my God, I'm high, guys. Give me a break. So what's the argument here? Well, my argument here is only that otokonoko does not equal femboy. That's all my argument is. That is literally all my argument is, okay? Small Baka disagrees though. I will continue though. The fact that the term femboy is constantly attacked because it's offensive leads me to believe none of the arguments are in good faith. Okay. Does that include my argument? I guess that includes my argument. So they don't believe my argument is good faith. Well, it is. It is. Unrelated to my point. Yeah. The argument is that there's so many labels and they're actually all different things in some small ways. Oh no, that goes without saying. I mean, like, yeah. Oh, wait, that's my argument? Yeah, that is my argument. Yeah. I thought that went without saying, but like, and then people say it, I'm like, yeah, obviously, right? Like, yeah, of course. Different culture, different meanings. You know, whether it be in aesthetic, whether it be in just like how you interact with the community, all that stuff has an impact on why it's different. It's good to hear your voice. Thank you. Not a solid argument or needed IMO. We don't know much about the otokonoko culture. Then I don't know if we should be making these distinctions. Well, we know about Ladybug. What do you mean we don't know? What do you mean we don't know? We absolutely know. We can see it. We can, like... I can look at an anime femboy. I can look at, like, my senpai as an otokonoko and then see the differences between, like, that kind of content and what femboys are doing. Okay, so tell me the history. Tell you the history of otokonoko. Like... I can get the wiki up for you. It's a play on words between otoko, which also doubles as the meaning like male daughter, right? It's like a pun. Started popping up like I don't know 1990s, you know? You see what I mean? I don't know. No, I don't see what you mean. It's kind of just like a non-argument. Name every otokonoko. Anyway. And then finally, final message. Final message that's relevant. Femboy rolls off the tongue pretty well. It's quite a cute term, and it's endearing to boys who aspire to be cute or feminine. As long as you don't go to killjoy whispering in your ear about how it's a porn term and you should feel icky for using it. I mean, I guess. I'm glad you like it so much. It's cool that you like it so much, Small Baka, but trap came first, and we were kind of bullied out of using trap, so... I mean, it's cool that you like femboy, but, like, it was very much a term first forced on us, right? Like... and then that's cool, I guess. Like, I don't know. I'm glad, like, if you like it, that's cool. But I'm not saying it's bad either. Like, nobody's saying don't use femboy, right? And nobody's gonna, like, look at you like you're crazy if you, you know, like, if you look at a Stolfo, like I said at the start of the stream, if you look at a Stolfo and be like, oh, that's a femboy. Like, yeah, like we know what you mean. Like, it's fine. Wasn't femboy always around? It was always around, yeah. So was Roseboy, and so is trap. Trap was, like, very much the popular option, though, back when, like, you know, the concept of, like, a femboy trap, like, you know, trap came first. Like, it's, yeah, like, it exists, but, like, the trap kind of, not, like, literally first, like, I'm not saying it invented, but, like, yeah, that was kind of, like, the start of the femboy boom, if you can call it that, you know what I mean? At least, like, the otaku online culture kind of vibe, which is also just pretty much lost. Like, some people, you know, like, the anime roots are gone. The anime roots are gone. 100%. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, sorry. So, porn term, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely don't feel icky about using it. That stuff, like, I mean, that's how I felt about it when I was first forced to use it, because, like, it very much was a porn term, and I fucking hated calling myself that. I hated that I was forced to call myself that. But, like, you know, I much preferred trap. I much preferred trap, and what trap represented, right? It's not just about how the term makes me feel. That has no fucking bearing on the rest of this argument. It's not because it's icky. It's not because it makes me feel icky that femboy and trap aren't, or femboy and otokonoko aren't the same. There's like other reasons. That's not even a reason. Like, it has nothing to do with anything. And yeah, femboy does roll off the tongue really well, and I don't know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's not a femboy. Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm not a fucking pedant. But the culture is different. And that's okay. That's a good thing. I much prefer otokonoko culture, personally, but I never liked that trap was pushed out. Most people who were, like, in the scene using trap didn't like that trap was pushed out. And it was a lot of people, right? Like, it was a good handful of fucking people that vibed with trap. And they're still around today. Like, I'm, you know, they're still around. They're still around. Femboy trap art Google. I don't think we should. I think that's the one. It's super fetishy now, so it's a lot of dojins. I might not fetishy as in, like, a bad way, but, you know, it's a lot of porn. Turn safe search on, maybe. Yeah, I never liked the trap was pushed out either. Anyway, final thoughts, chat, and then there's, like, another thread here, but I don't know that we need to. I don't think this is relevant. It's not. I'm gonna say this is not relevant. Is it? Finn comes out and just taps into the great divine trans energy and starts dropping facts. What do they say? Oh, what do they say?
My prediction is that the word femboy falls completely out of use by, like, 2026. No one's gonna be using it. It's gonna be something else. And I'm not even saying it's gonna fall back to anything else. It's gonna be a new thing. I don't know what yet. No chance. Dude, it's gotta. Because think about it. There's a precedent set now. Name a femboy that's been a femboy for longer than 5 years. I will wait. You wanna know why they're not femboys now? They're trans. That's what it is. It's not even a twink.
Well, or they're just, like, you know, still femboys. This definitely, I don't know, I don't like that take.
Death thing. You didn't make it 5 years, did you? No, I made it 4. That's why I said 5. Boys aren't real. Or at least they shouldn't be. Am I right, fellas? Or not fellas? Soon to be not fellas?
Yeah, I don't like that take. I don't like that take at all. Femboy to trans pipeline narrative, yeah, a little bit. I mean, it happens. Like, we're not gonna pretend it doesn't fucking happen at all. But yeah, that's kind of yuck. Some people, I mean, like, yeah, like, obviously, like, you grow out of it eventually. You kind of have to. But, like, what do you? I think so many people do end up being trans off of the pipeline because like it's kind of like that's the only option. Like you kind of make it out to be the only option, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I think when you make something out to be the only option, you naturally just, you know, convince, you know, if that's just the narrative, people are just going to run with that and, you know, think they need to transition. When in reality, if we just expanded the definition of what it meant to be a boy to begin with, right? Like if you didn't need to call yourself a femboy or trans or whatever to put on a dress and wear makeup, people would just do that if they wanted to. You know what I mean? So like the reason everybody is becoming trans, not that, I don't even think that's true though. Like I would have to see the fucking statistics, but I don't think anybody actually gives a fuck enough about femboys or otokonoko or anything like it to fucking like look into that. I don't think that's true though. I don't know. It doesn't matter to BH. I think it does matter. Well, I think like takes like that matter. I don't like takes like that. It's not very nice. It is really like just kind of like it just makes me feel bad. I don't know. Like it's hurtful. It is kind of hurtful to hear shit like that, you know? Because I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. And here's my proof. Okay, check out this artist. This artist's name is Takami, right? So check them out. I'm just gonna play one of their songs. Or is this a whole set? Okay, we'll just play the whole set. Check this out. Bro. Okay. You see this guy? You see this guy? Guess how old he is. Guess how old he is. They're fucking 71. 71. They might be, this was 5 years ago, they might be like 66 in this video. The video might be from when they were 66. But they are 71 right now, and they're still doing this shit. He's only recently just gotten really into heavy metal. Like he's been a career performer. 100% guy, by the way. Like they're just a guy. They're not trans, they're not anything, they're just a guy. They just do their thing. How do I achieve that immortality? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This person didn't need to be trans to do this, right? Like, and they look like a girl. Like, they literally do. Like, if you check their fucking, like, check their hair. Oh god, look like their name is Takami, Takami, right? Look them up. Like, look at their photos. Like, they look like a girl. Twink death is a lie, and they look like a girl. This is the male version of a hag. Or I guess it's also just still a hag. But yeah, it's 100% a guy. He's sick, dude. And they've been doing this their whole life. And they didn't need to transition for it, you know what I mean? So that's why I think you get so many fucking femboys in the West kind of like graduating out of being femboys and just like blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm trans now. It's because they don't have the opportunity, man. They don't have the opportunity to continue dressing like a girl, especially not in public. Like, being trans has almost become the only socially acceptable way to actually like do that stuff in public. You know what I mean? And certain people will be brave enough, of course, but that's a fucking problem. Like, we need to normalize this for, like, we need to normalize just being a feminine guy and not being fucking trans. You know, you don't need to be a girl. And not even that being the trans is the problem, but, like, you don't need to be a girl to dress like one. To be cute as shit. Because this guy's fucking sick, dude. Look at this guy. Look at him! Dude! Look at his hair! He's goddamn beautiful. Being trans isn't socially acceptable right now, Taiga. Okay, you say that, and I know what you mean. I do know what you mean, but you, like, in terms of socially acceptable ways to dress as a girl, it is socially acceptable. Like, it is the most socially acceptable. And it's not, so that should tell you a lot, actually. That's a good point. It's technically a good point, because, like, there aren't really a lot of ways to do it. But, like, you're gonna get represented in Western media if you're trans, right? Like, you get to be in comics. Like, you're represented. Femboys really, really aren't represented. Or just being like, you know, otoko no ko, like that culturally feminine, just being a guy and dressing as a girl really isn't all that represented unless you are trans. Do you get me? Except in Japan! Except in Japan, ironically enough. Oh, he's so sick. Yeah, cross-dressing equals trans to regular Joe right now. Exactly. 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 That is my point. Like, if you're just dressing completely as a girl, but like, you know what I mean? People will be like, oh, are you trans? And obviously in the ideal situation, like, nobody can tell, but, you know. People will just assume you're trans before they'd be like, oh, are you a femboy? Or are you this, or are you that? Dude, he's so sick. Oh yeah, and he's like, is this a VK band? I have no idea. I have no idea what VK is. And if they're all as cute as you, I'm all for femboys. I think I'm definitely going like more otoko no ko with my next model. I'm definitely going more otoko no ko with my next model. Dude, the outfits though, can we talk about the outfits? The fucking, like, cloak. I don't even know. He's like, he's just like a wizard, dude. And look at the top knot, dude. The ponytail. The ponytail is so cool. I don't even know how this guy is 70. I don't know how this guy is 71. Who is this again, real quick? This is Takami. Takamiy. Yeah, there's 71! There's 71! Maybe not literally in this video, but like they're currently 71 and this video is only 4 years old. This video is only 4 years old. And it's 71 right now. It might be like a little older. Who knows when it was like recorded versus uploaded, but like this is like, it's so crazy. What's this guy's skincare routine? That's what I'm saying, right? They look so fucking good. And they didn't do a transition, right? I mean, Asian genes are definitely a buff. I mean, like, let's not deny it. Asian genes served a bit of a buff here, but... But look how much fun he's having! He's unapologetically his fucking self! I mean, so are femboys, don't get me wrong, but like, this is just a whole other aesthetic that like... that I want to be like. I want... It's inspirational, yeah. I found some old photos of him and he looks basically the same. Isn't it crazy? I don't know how he does it. Me either. Like, definitely surgery. Like, maybe just really good plastic surgeons. You're a prodigy already to be like him. Yeah, he's just beautiful. That's likely why femboys identify so heavily with otoko no ko regardless of the cultural differences. Well, of course they would. Of course they would. Yeah. No denying that. Sorry, I get a little defensive because I'm worried. Like, I hope you don't think I'm saying that. But yeah. That is likely why. Yes. You're so right. Because otokonoko don't need to hide it, unlike femboys who don't have much of a choice. Yeah, I mean, I still think aesthetically, even if they didn't need to hide it, if they dressed the same, it would still be boring as fuck. It'd be boring as fuck, but yeah. It would be nice, like, otokonoko is definitely like the ideal, you know what I mean? It's like the ideal, it's the final form. It's the final form. I had no idea Taiga smoked. I'm not smoking. Can I be honest with you? I lied. I lied about smoking. I don't smoke. It's bad for your lungs. It's bad for your lungs, and I'm kind of in a career where my voice is my best asset. I'll take edibles though. I'm fucked up on those edibles though. I am still high. Make no mistake. Oh. I just don't smoke though. Oh. You know, it's crazy to still be performing like this. You know what I mean? I want to follow their career forever. Like, I just want to follow them. Like, I love them. I gotta get them in my playlist. I only discovered them recently, but they're crazy. Anyway, I think we had a good debate, though. I hope I made my stance clear. At the very least, nothing to get too upset about, right? Oh. Woo! Look! Whoa, he's so cool! It could be all procedures, who knows? I definitely think they've had some work done, right? Like, there's just no way. Maybe like, I don't know, because Asian plastic surgery is cracked, isn't it? Oh. I'm like enthralled. I'm enthralled, dude. Oh. Aren't they so cool? Aren't they so cool? Aren't they so cool? Look at their outfit too! Like, it's literally peak. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm enthralled. I like... I want to go see them live. I gotta go to Japan to see them live, dude. That'd be crazy. And Japan, like, I know South Korea is like kind of the place to go for like plastic surgery, right? Japan has to be just as good though, right? Like, or like, you know, they gotta be just as competent. Right? I assume close second, yeah. Because I guess my thought process is I want to get plastic surgery, right? But I don't want to go to South Korea. Or like, not that I don't, like I totally would, but like I really want to go to Japan more. I already just really want to go to Japan, so, you know, hopefully it's just as good, fingers crossed. Oh, and look at these gimmick guitars. Isn't that even crazier? Isn't the gimmick guitar like, with like the wings, look at the guitars. He's so good! Weeb. I'm such a weeb. I want to see Takami. I want to see my idol. I also want to meet other Otokonoko VTubers. Maybe they have a convention or something that they'll be at. My Oshi. Who's the oh my god, I forget their name. I'm so stupid. Starts with the T. Tamaki. Tamaki. I want to see Tamaki. I want to do something. I want to get Tamaki merch. I want to get authentic Tamaki merch. I'm gonna become a fanboy. Or a fanboy. A fanboy. I'm gonna become a fanboy. South Korea, men look like cross-dressing hookers. North Korea, everyone looks like 1950s soldiers. Damn, cross-dressing hookers? That's brutal. Hey Taiga, you have a washing machine running at your place or something? No. No, I don't. Why? What do you ask? So they can like really sing too, but then they like, I guess like lately in their older age, they got like really, I don't know, like he's just trying to invent them, he reinvented himself. He got really into like heavy metal because they weren't always doing heavy metal, I don't think. They only recently got into like this heavy metal kind of vibe. Which is crazy. And look at everybody, everybody looks so good too. This guy, like, I don't know, everyone always talks about how Mick Jagger is still going, which is crazy, but like this guy? This guy? Heavy metal has a lot of classically trained musicians, surprisingly. That's crazy. This is not heavy metal. I can smell heavy metal 5,000 miles away. It's definitely metal. It's definitely metal. Maybe not heavy metal, maybe your idea of heavy metal. This is like, this is heavier though. This is definitely on the heavier side. You're not like screaming, right? But if baby metal's heavy metal, it's not like screamo, but it's good. It's definitely a bit of metal. Glam metal, yeah. You could probably compare this to glam metal, but whatever kind of metal Kiss is, that's what these guys are. It's femboy heavy metal, yeah, new genre. Femboy, or no, Otokonoko metal, not femboy. Otokonoko metal! Kiss is hard rock, they're not metal. I mean, I would not consider them hard rock. That's fair though. Kiss got disco? Yeah, that's like okay though. They're allowed to make other genres of songs. Okay, I guess I'm coming from like an era where like, okay, where this is heavy metal. Hold on. Hold on.
Thanks for the last 10 years. I mean, I hope we're around for another 10 years and another 10 years. Because we always owe to you. I'm going to carry on now with a number for everyone here tonight. It's a number entitled Black Sabbath. Thank you.
Black Sabbath. Ozzy's so appreciative though. I love this, like, he's so nice. He's such a nice guy, you know, you'd think he'd be a total asshole, but like, he fucking loved his fans. Like, he's so nice when he's talking to his audience. It's actually like adorable. He's just so appreciative, and it honestly warms my broken little heart. Like, compared to somebody like Axl Rose, Axl Rose is like a dickhead on stage, dude. Like, he'll walk off. Oh, look, get those fucking lights out of my eyes, and he'll walk off the stage. Is this Black Sabbath? Yeah. And this is heavy metal. You can argue with me. This song literally invented heavy metal. They're playing a little slow though.
What is this that stands before me?
Oh, he's into it though. You know he was fucked up in pretty much every one of his performances. He was into it. If he's like tripping balls, he's into this song, man. Like he's in a different fucking, he's in a different dimension. 100% fucked up. It's Ozzy, right? Like he was he was probably fucked up. Honestly, literally doesn't remember the 80s because he was always high. He's a goddamn war hero. They're playing it really slow. The Spotify version's a lot, not a lot faster, but definitely like a quicker tempo. Also, Black Sabbath is getting back together for like the annual thing. Did you guys hear about that? They're doing like another, I think it was Madison Square? I don't know where. I don't know where, man. But they're getting back together one last time. No way! The original group too. They're all still alive, so. Ozzy's just so cool, man. He's just the coolest guy ever. I wanna do drugs and be like Ozzy. Ozzy's current aesthetic is kind of like nothing like his past one though. Like when he was on stage, he was kind of just like shirtless and sweaty with like blonde brown hair, like he would dye us sometimes. But like now he's all like, oh, I'm dark, I'm gothic. I mean, maybe he dressed like that, but every time I see him on stage performing, he's just kind of like shirtless and sweaty. Taiga, you don't need drugs? Of course not. Nobody needs drugs. Well, except for the people who do. Like Noxie does. She has cancer. So if she stops taking the drugs, she gets cancer. There he is smiling. Woo! Wait, it gets really good though, guys. Hang on. It gets really good. You guys gotta wait. Taiga writing Noxie lore as he goes. Noxie literally has cancer. Paladin range. Noxie like literally has cancer. Isn't that right, Noxie? Well, I guess it's she doesn't. She doesn't, like, she does, like, she had it, and the drugs are getting rid of it. I guess. Which, does that mean they found a cure, or did it only work because we found that, like, they found the tumor so quickly? Like, if you just didn't have a seizure, and, like, this incubated, like, another 6 years, like, what would have happened? Would you be dead, Noxie? Would you be dead if you didn't have that seizure on the road while you were driving? Like, if this was 4 years longer along, like, what would happen? Oh! Okay, here we go, here we go. Oh. Satan's coming round the bend. Ozzy Osbourne's more of a femboy right now than, like, the modern community is. Joking, obviously, but... No! Please, God, help me! Oh. I think that's Tony Iommi right there. Now, if I remember correctly, he like chopped off a bit of his finger. I'm gonna look up the story so I get it right. But he chopped off a bit of his finger, and then he had to like weld like metal to the end of it. But that also just happened to make it easier to play like these lower chords, basically. Oh yeah, I think his middle finger's missing. Yeah, look, do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? His middle finger's missing. I think it's missing, right? It's a bit. It's chopped off just a bit. It's missing just a bit. So he made a finger for himself. He made a fucking metal finger for himself. But it hurt when he played his usual, because they were going to be a jazz fusion band, right? They were going to be a jazz fusion band. The fuck? Those are 5 fingers? The tip, you fucking moron, the tip. The tip of his middle finger is missing, look. Look. It's gone. So yeah, he changed his hand position and like lowered it down here. That's what you see. You see how low he's playing? You see how fucking low he's playing? So that's like so basically they pitched the shift down there, and it was easier for him to play it. It hurt his finger less, and that's how they got this like new heavy metal sound, you know? And that's how heavy metal was born. Or something like that. That's how the story goes. Oh, it's good, eh? Man, this guy fucking Tony Iommi is so good at guitar, man. Skyron, thank you for the raid. Welcome, leaders. Welcome, welcome. Bro was a welder and lost his finger to a guillotine at work. Yeah, and then he welded himself a new one, dude. Now that's heavy metal. That's heavy metal. Oh, and then Ozzy is just jamming out on stage, man. A little pork belly out. Oh, I could go for pork belly. I'm hungry. Holy shit. Better than now. Oh, he's so good. That's crazy, eh? Isn't that fucking crazy? Isn't that fucking crazy, chat? Now that's heavy metal, bro. Now that's heavy metal. So yeah, I would consider Takumi heavy metal. Okay, maybe not heavy metal. Maybe not heavy metal. Some kind of metal for sure. I don't know, it's like kinda heavy. I don't know. Yeah, it's some kind of heavy. It's some kind of heavy something. Power metal? Sure. Yeah, I can get behind power metal.
Hello, cutie pie. You know what else is heavy? These nuts.
These nuts.
Got him.
Got him. Got him. Ugh. Oh boy. Okay, there's officially an argument about traps in my replies. How long does this go? Oh, come on, guys. Oh, come on, guys. We're above this, right? This old man slaps, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He's 71 and he looks like a girl. He looks like Asuna, dude. Yeah, please just don't argue about traps in my replies. Someone replied, these are the same type of people that keep creating sexualities and flags to feel unique and special. They can't just accept that they're not unique or special. What do you mean? I'm a fanboy! Whoa! Maru! Maru! How's it going? Maru. This is a test for all of you and all of your viewers, all of the moo-moos. What do you guys call yourselves? All the cows, all the cow people. This is a question for you and all the cow people. How old do you think this guy is? How old do you guys think this guy is? How old? How's it going, Mario? How's it going? How's it going, Mario? Mario, you need to guess how old you think this guy is, okay? Mid like Hunter x Hunter? Goddamn, get the fuck out of here. 67? Oh. You're close. He's 71. He might have been 67 when this video came out, but yeah, no, he's fucking old, dude. He's fucking old. But he's so cool! Look at him! He looks like a girl, like perfectly. Like he just looks like a woman. I hope I can look like that when I'm 71, man. Is this Gail Marius? This is Takami. Takamiy. Oh, he's sick though. I see, yeah. I won't live to 71. I probably, yeah, won't either, but... You're mostly there? Only a few more years? Yeah, I'm 56 and I'm still living the dream. I don't know, maybe I'll be the only one though. I do kind of wonder, I don't know, because like, I do wonder myself, like, man, will I be trans one day? Huh. Like, am I gonna be trans one day? Because that's what they always tell you, right? So I have been thinking, you know? They're getting inside my head. I don't think so though. I maintain no, not right now, not yet. Even if like there was a universe, they're so good, dude. He looks like the aunt that would give you alcohol at the Christmas family gathering. He does. How's it going, Orikami? Orikami, guess how old this guy is? Manasama is like 50-something and still dresses in Lolita fashion. Yeah! That's based! That's based in epic! 50? Bro, he's 71. He's 71. I think 50 would be a good guess. Like, I would have guessed 52. I'm not even saying 50 isn't like a good guess. Like, you're just trying to be accurate. No, obviously he's not a goddamn like, you know, like he, you know, they definitely look a little aged, but like imagine how good they look when they were actually 50. Imagine how good they looked when they were actually 50. He passes his twink? Yeah, he 100% passes his twink. And look at the audience! They're there! That's people there to see him! Oh, look at his light up little like outfit. I love that. It's so cool. It's so cool. I wish I want to be cool. I want to be special. I hope I'm special one day. I think I got one other quote tweet, by the way. I think I got one other quote tweet. Let me go to it. I bet the whole, like, if femboys doesn't equal otokonoko. Someone, okay, one other person quote tweeted me, and they follow me. So, like, I don't know. Just very rude, very rude. Very rude. So, they said, quote, Ortho Konoko is totally different from being a femboy. No, I won't explain the differences between them. And then a image of a bird drinking dumb fuck juice and taking a big sip. Now, first of all, I want to make something abundantly clear that I think is just clear from reading it. I literally never said that. Like, that is literally, like, not even close to what I said. Okay, hold on. Bro, he memed on you. He memed you. It's over. He memed me. It's dumb fuck juice. Like, it's not the end of the world, obviously, but it's just literally not what I said at any point, you know what I mean? Like, at no point were those words that, like, I just don't know how you can take it to mean that, you know? Okay, wait, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Like, this is just not what I said! This is just not what I said! This is just not what I said. You know what I mean? Fun meme, but these are not words that I said. There's just like no universe where what I tweeted here means what this guy says here. Is all I'm saying. Otakoro is totally different from being a femboy. No, I won't explain the differences between them. Because they are. I didn't. But it's not that I won't. It's just that I didn't in this tweet. You didn't say that, I know. Okay, as long as we're on the same page that I didn't say that. There was another reply, though. Oh, it's about trap. This is the trap argument, bro. Ugh. Trap became a slur because it was started towards trans women. That's why it was changed. That's why it's charged. I mean, sure. But, like, if I called a trans woman a femboy, that would also be charged. Would we change it then? No. Because, like, it's just two different things. It could have been two different things, in my opinion. We're not gonna go change femboy, are we? You know? Anything is an insult when it's targeted at a group it doesn't apply to. Like, any word, any like word for cross-dressing male that is aimed at trans people would have then become offensive. So like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just don't buy that logic, I guess. Trap was never used as a slur towards trans women. But we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're having fun. We're not doing this. Femboy is gonna become the new trap. If femboy ever, like, if Filian's prediction of, like, femboy falling out of use in 2026 comes true, it's because they made it into a slur as well. It's because it also just got turned into a slur. Probably. Ah. Oh. Damn, they're good. Damn, they're good, man. Okay. That's enough of that. I mean, I guess we can listen to it in, like, the background. But, like, I don't want to get too much copyright infringement going on. Aha! Anyway. You missed an amazing debate we had about femboys and otokonoko. Roseboy sounds fine, but fairy boy feels like a slur. I don't like Roseboy one little bit. I think I mean, it doesn't sound bad. It's like kind of cool, but the type of people who would probably use it are not the kind of femboys I'd be vibing with, I don't think. I think the type of femboys to use Roseboy are just not the ones. I don't know. Like, I don't think we would get along. I don't think we would get along. I've never heard the term Roseboy. I only heard it once, and it was because somebody on Twitter said that femboy is a slur and we should all use Roseboy instead. And then I looked it up, and Roseboy actually is a slur. Like, Roseboy actually was a slur. How's it going, Hydroponics? I remember that. Do you remember that? I saw that. And then this one of the people owning them in the replies, one of the people who ratioed them, owning them, oh my god. One of the people who ratioed them was like, Roseboy is actually a slur from the 1980s. Girls boy also sounds slurry. Femboy, dude, femboy sounded slurry when I started using it. In my opinion, this is just how I felt as like a 16-year-old who was a trap. I was all over trap. I loved trap, and when somebody was like, "You should call yourself a femboy instead," I was like, "That sounds like a slur. That sounds like a, I don't know. It just sounds so fucking like fetishy. It sounds like so objectifying." At the time, that's how I felt. I came around to it, but I enjoyed trap personally. I enjoyed it for myself 100%, but you know, that's life, guys. You can't win them all. And it literally just wasn't worth being harassed over for the rest of my life, you know? Sucks to suck, I guess, on my bad. That's my bad. But, you know. Trap is either tomboy or trans? What? Huh? The fuck? Okay, what should I get to eat? I'm starving. Oh, wait. Hold on, is this person Asian? No way. Wait, look at the guitar player. Look at the guitar player. I don't even I think they have some like white guy playing for them. I think they got the guitarist from Guns N' Roses. Look. They're not Asian, right? Well, no way. That's kind of cool. It's kind of fucking sick. Sissy is related to cross-dressing, I think. Yeah, it's like related. Yeah, in the same way that like in the same way that otokonoko and femboy aren't the same, sissy and cross-dressing, sissy and anything really are not the same. I think sissy is another great example though of like, you know what I mean? We're not going to run around calling femboys sissies because that would be inaccurate. Ugh, oh my god. What is this? Okay, sorry. Let's read some more replies. Are you guys ready to read you guys ready to read replies? Woohoo! Take two. Okay. So this person replies, I always treated femboy and otokonoko as basically the same thing. He wrote about differences but didn't bother to list any of them, which makes me suspicious that he is making stuff up. What? Like, are we serious? Jesus Christ, guys. I've seen Japanese artists using femboy as a synonym. Yeah, it could be used synonymously. What did I, like, I don't know, man. People are, oh boy. Taiga, why are people making stuff up? I'm a maker-upper, I guess. And then Smallbucker replies, it wouldn't surprise me that Taiga's intentionally trying to drive a wedge between the terms, because he was conditioned to look at femboy as icky word. I wasn't conditioned, like, maybe conditioned by other femboys, I guess, but... Maybe I just, no, like, I literally just, like, noticed the differences and then, like, commented on it. They're just different. I'm sorry, they're just different. Taiga was conditioned. I was conditioned. Oh my god. No, they're just different though. Like aesthetically, culturally, they're different. In the same way that Ladyboy is different, in the same way that Sissy is different, in the same way that being a drag queen is different. Like, it's different. There are cultural differences that, you know, they're different. They're different things. It's still like the same thing. Like, they're definitely similar, but being an otokonoko is way cooler. In my opinion. I much prefer those aesthetics. I was watching a JGB VTuber the other day and the term femboy came up for some reason. She went, oh, that's what they call otokonoko overseas. Yeah, and kinda is what they call otokonoko overseas. Is it the same aesthetic though? No, which is the point. Yeah, there may be a bit of a cultural difference, but at the core they're the same. Well, that bit of a cultural difference is like exactly what I'm commenting on. Okay. Like if you were to go to Japan as a male crossdresser slash femboy, they'll most likely refer to you as an otokonoko. Yeah, they probably would. That doesn't mean they're culturally the same though. That just means they're broadly the same. If you went to Thailand, they'd call you a ladyboy, but you're not a ladyboy. Are you? I don't know. Am I crazy, guys? Am I fucking crazy? Nobody's saying they aren't similar, right? Least of all me. Like, I fucking say it right here. While they broadly cover a similar concept, there are absolutely cultural differences. That's... like, holy fuck, man. Like, people are crazy. People are crazy. They're literally the same thing. Oh, boy. Sorry, I'll read this normally, so I don't get accused of not reading it normally. They're literally the same thing. Femboy Japan is no different from femboy America. Put a femboy Japan, put an otokonoko Japan and femboy America next to each other and tell me there's no difference. Tell me you're just not in the fucking femboy culture, like without telling me. After reading your thread and discovering how the little shit reacted during Hogwarts Legacy, this is almost certainly a snake move to give troons an avenue to claim femboy characters. That's crazy. That's crazy, chat. What's a troon? I believe it's a derogatory term to describe trans people. I guess you could call it a slur, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it's considered one. I think it's just like, just shit people say. It's a slur? Okay, it's a slur. I mean, like, everything's a fucking slur now, though. I'm sure it's definitely derogatory. It's definitely derogatory. Yeah, that's like not... That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. And then this person says, don't use femboy, it's offensive. Anyway, I was jerking off my cock in the women's toilets when a little girl walks in, quote. I don't know who they're quoting. Troons are to be ignored on all topics. I'm not a troon. I'm not trans. I'm not trans. I'm more of a femboy than you'll ever be. Bitch. I'm also more of an otokonoko than you'll ever be. Bitch. But yeah. Yep, that's Twitter. What a normal group of people then. Okay, cool. Fucking crazy. Wild, dude, wild. Are you sure you should be reading those words out loud, bro? I'm literally just reading what someone's calling me, so yeah, I think it's fine unless you're a fucking, like, complete, like, deranged pussy that thinks, like, I can't even read something that's being sent to me. I hate Twitter, yeah, me too. I don't know, people got banned on Twitch for dumber stuff. That would be pretty fucking dumb. The singer is the singer of Ultraman Giga S? Oh, no way! Oh, no way! I had no idea! That's crazy! That's fucking hype! Yeah, delete my Twitter because of that. I'm not gonna delete my Twitter, but... If you had an alias, what would it be? I'd be TaigaHolic. Oh, like a Ultraman alias? I have no idea. I haven't watched it enough to really say. I don't really know what I'm talking about there. Wow! Oh, is that Ultra? I assume that's Ultraman then, right? Hype, hype, hype. I just don't know why it's that serious though. That's like fucking crazy, man. It's just like such a, like, I don't know. It's such a fucking innocent take, in my opinion. Like, I'm literally not implying shit about anything. For people to take it that far, fucking crazy. Just fucking crazy. Like, the way that's just not what I fucking said. I don't know. They, like, 100% just read what they wanted to read. Fucking weird, man. The only thing worth in Twitter are the drawing artists, 100%. Thank God for artists. Twitter will twist anything on Twitter to be the most horrible shit anyone ever said. For real, like that, yeah. I don't think they're in the femboy community the way I am, you know what I mean? I don't think they actually, like, I think their main exposure is probably only to, like, doujins and anime, right? Anime and doujins and that good stuff. And they probably, like, aren't really looking at, like, the IRL femboy portion of the community, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, they're probably just not seeing the sides of it that I am. And assuming the worst, I guess. Taiga was there when the femboy deep magic was written. So true. I wasn't, like, I'm not that old, right? But, like, I definitely got into it, like, pretty young. I've been around the block. You know? Not ideal. Aren't you 56? Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, I'm 56. Actually, no, I'm only 5, chat. I'm only 5. I changed the lore. Anyways, Taiga, I'm excited for Otaku-thon. I've never been. Never heard of it. Yeah, I'm still in diapers, of course. Banned. Huh? Nani? If you hate Twitter, why not use Blue Sky? I have a Blue Sky, but nobody uses it. If I could only use Blue Sky and be okay, like, I would. But, you know, there's an audience on Twitter that I would like to reach. And I don't think that audience is just on Blue Sky at all. Oh, you can get banned very easily? Oh, okay. I'm 56, of course. I'm 100% 56. I am 56 years old, Twitch. 5'6". Dude, he's so good. He's a fucking, like, princess. He's a goddamn princess. Nah, they're not worth reaching. Well, not everybody is, but I don't know. People take you so seriously though, man. Oh my god, like, people need to not take stuff super seriously online. Like, you should be able to engage with people without, like, conspiracy theories and shit. Like, you should be able to have a debate, have it, like, and just, like, politely discuss, you know, things. Twitter is everything. Twitter is everything. Is serious and slurs. Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Human race is rather poor when it comes to rationality. It kind of is. Legit, Tigers went to a hentai panel, and it's fucking god, and my fucking god, that was crazy. Wait, what? Huh? I went to a hentai panel? Huh? What band is this? This is Takami. Taka M-I-Y. Pretty good, eh? I went to a hentai panel? You went to a hentai panel. There were some crazy panels. I heard a horror story about, like, one of fucking Marina's panels. It's hard to have a construction discussion when people hate being wrong. Yeah. I don't know, I just wish people wouldn't, like, assume shit about, like, what I'm trying to say. But it's just too like what do you call it? Like it's political brain rot, honestly. Like you just gotta interact with like the world beyond like, you know, this fucking culture war bullshit. Oh dude, the guitars he has on stage are all sick. Look at this guy, look at these guys, look at this girl. Oh. But yeah, it's just never that serious, man. Yeah, I know a thing or two about being a femboy, so ask me anything, I guess. Femboy AMA hour! This is any questions or comments you have? Ask me anything, gang. Ask me anything, broski. What do you guys want to know? I got the secrets to life in my pocket. How's your dog? She's great. Hayata's lovely. I think. I don't know. I should probably go upstairs and order some food and eat with her. I took her for a walk this morning and she was like, we were halfway through the street. We were halfway down the street and then she like turns around and looks backwards and she's like pulling on the leash. She wants to go back. I'm like, I'm not going back with you, dude, but it's freaking me out. She usually never does that. She usually is just like, oh, like, I don't know, trotting along happily, but she wanted to go back for some reason. I should have went to see what it was, but I was suspicious. I was like, I don't know, what if it's like a rat? Like, what if it's like a dead rat or a dead rabbit or something, you know, and she like gets it in her mouth. I didn't want to risk it. How do I reverse my twink death? Plastic surgery, I guess. Plastic surgery or something, I don't know. Did you watch Summer Game Fest? I did, and I was like kind of bored throughout most of it until the very end when they revealed Resident Evil 9, and then I was like, yo, that's so fucking hype. So I'm really looking forward to Resident Evil 9. That's pretty much the only thing I'm definitely gonna play. I did get like an offer from Split Fiction, so maybe you could do maybe you could do Split, or not Split Fiction, Split whatever, I don't know, that one game. This ain't your grandpa's shooter. I saw that one. That one looks cool too. Splitgate, yeah, Splitgate kind of looks cool. I have a question based on a clip I saw of you. 1, would you be okay with me writing prawn of you? If so, do you have any topics, /tags/themes that would not be okay? Yeah. I mean, honestly, just consult my, just consult the, just consult the kink list on Twitter. My BDSM test. Consult the BDSM test. I think that's the best thing for it. This is like techno-y. I love this. Oh, dude. He's so cool. He's so fucking cool, chat. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Until title drop, I was sure that it was Resident Evil. Yeah, I was also thinking like, oh, is this Evil Within 3? Could this be an Evil Within 3? I was also thinking the same thing. What else? Yeah, that was it. No, I was hyped though. When it was like Resident Evil 9, I was like, oh yeah, man. I was so excited. Do I drop my chaotic card collection in the Discord when I dig it out of storage? Yes. Please, show me your chaotic cards. Let's trade chaotic cards. Let's trade chaotic cards. And by trade, I mean just give me all your good ones. I played Splitgate, it was really fun until people got too good at it and then it was too difficult to play casually. That makes sense. I think, yeah, people are getting really good at games nowadays, honestly. Like, we can all agree we were just, like, a lot worse at video games, like, 10 years ago. Not that there weren't skilled people, like, at the top level, but, like, just collectively, we were all kind of worse. Become the first chaotic VTuber? I'm definitely gonna be the first chaotic VTuber. I'm definitely gonna be the first chaotic VTuber. In my dreams. In my dreams. Oh, look at that guitar, dude. Look at the guitar. Today there was also Xbox show. They uncovered a new mobile console, Xbox Ally. That thing runs both Xbox games from the Game Pass as well as from any other PC platform like Steam or Epic. I just got in. What's going on? We were talking about femboys and shit, but now we're talking about Xbox, I guess. We're also watching the 71-year-old singer who looks just like a girl, a female. They're pretty sick too. But other than that, we're just yapping. We can unyap, sorry. We should start a podcast called TaigaHolics. Competition was encouraged, but now considered the standard. Actually, casual matches are like right now. You see, that sucks. That sucks. Also, I'm gonna take Takumi off. I love the guy, but oh, I hope that doesn't get my VOD muted. I just realized nobody's gonna hear my amazing femboy points if the VOD is muted. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm okay though. The Lightbringer. Oh my god. Should we listen to somebody read The Lightbringer? Or do you want to listen to Dennis' best lines, Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Let's do that. Let's listen to Always Sunny funny moments.
I'm gonna go to bed. That's what I should be. I'm gonna go to bed.
Go to bed? What are you, 40?
We're the same age. I never loved you. You're annoying and you're strange.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, because every
We're the
time
same
you get
age.
up, I'm like, ugh, it's like your breath. It's like always. It's so bad.
Somebody clip all of the
It's like
femboy
dead
points?
tooth.
No,
It's
you
the
don't
dead
have
tooth.
to
I'll
if you don't
say
want
it.
to.
I'll say it. You have a dead tooth. You realize that, right? And I hate it. And it's annoying. Go on. So you're gonna leave me here?
We cannot have you around us screwing things
I really feel like we need to stick together.
Dee, will you calm down? She got lost at the zoo when we were 7.
I got trampled by wild animals at the zoo when I was
Sheep
7.
at the petting zoo.
Goats! He got
Goats.
by being a real-life, actual psychopath.
She keeps. No.
I am going to be the face of Patty's bar.
That's ridiculous, Frank. You're.
Do you guys love Dennis? Sometimes I think I'm just like Dennis.
What?
In the best
Ugly?
ways.
I'm ugly.
Yeah. You're not an artist, dude.
The only
You're
thing I
drawing
want to
with
hear is
chalk.
Taiga acting like Frank Reynolds.
Marker, and, like pen and stuff.
I could act like Dennis really good, I bet. I could do a really good Dennis impression. Can we react to more chaotic? We can. I don't think there's been any more news, but we can play a game of chaotic. What's your policy on spaghetti? I'm hungry. I could really go for a spaghetti right now. Oh, dude, I'm gonna get a spaghetti.
I want to be caught out in the
Thanks for
street
the
in
idea.
those days with a negress. They tear you
Whoa!
apart.
Negress!
Stop saying it! Jesus Christ! Oh, fuck. It's okay.
The boys are back in town.
It's okay. Oh,
He just tried to kiss me.
he did a
madly in
little
love
bit.
with me.
Don't flatter yourself. I'm over you, sister.
Since when?
Since I found out you are a whore.
Will you stop talking about this? Has nothing.
Hey, well, maybe you're a whore, you stupid, ugly, homeless bitch.
Action.
Oh, okay, we're done. We're done. Tread lightly watching this. Yeah, I think we're done. Oh, we're gonna get banned. God damn it, dude. God damn it. I just got back. What did I miss? Noxy, you're not doing your job. You're you're ugly. Okay, wait. Let me get some food. Okay, what should we watch? What should we watch, chat? What should we watch? And Noxy, you are a whore. I'm just saying. Like, just letting you know you are a whore. But we love you. We love that for you, though. Okay, I can get Boston Pizza, Mucho Burrito, A&W, Papa John's, or McDonald's. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you guys want to eat? The Lightbringer. Oh, I don't think I'm ready for the Lightbringer. Wait, there's a new Jim Can't Swim video. Oh wait, I know what we can watch. Wait, hold on. Okay. I have a really good criminal investigation video we can watch. Why not explore with us? Because I fucking hate their content. It's fucking garbage. It's unresearched, unscientific fucking trash. But you already knew why not Iwu. You already know why not Vampiro. You know it's fucking garbage. You know their content is poorly researched. Pseudoscience bullshit. I'm just joking though. Okay, I'm gonna get Boston Pizza. I do. You do. You heard me rant. You heard me rant about it. You already knew.
On the afternoon of November 19th, 2012, a 911 call was placed to the police department of Spankingham County, Florida.
Okay.
911, what's the nature of your emergency?
I've got a bit of a quagmire on my hands here.
Can you tell me your name and current address?
Yeah, it's, my name is Stuart Pecan, and my address is...
Okay, Stuart, what's going on today?
I just got home from school, and I went into the living room to watch some Family Guy, and, there's, my whole family is dead.
Okay, Stuart, just relax and stay on the line with me. We've got police on the way right now.
Okay, okay, I gotta go now.
Stuart?
Oh, jeez.
Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
What the deuce?
Stuart? Stuart?
Authorities responded to the call and arrived on scene shortly after. Nothing could prepare them for the shockingly brutal crime scene they were about to step into.
Wow.
Responding officer George Clanton was the first to arrive at the scene. He was looking for 16-year-old Stuart Pecan, the one who had originally placed the 911 call. However, oddly enough, Stuart was nowhere to be found. After making himself some toast, Officer Clanton ventures into the living room. What he would see next would shock him to his core.
Oh, I love toast.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
In the living room lay the slain corpses of 51-year-old Cindy Pecan, 47-year-old Louis Pecan, 19-year-old Julie Pecan, and 12-year-old Dewey Pecan. All four family members had been viciously stabbed to death.
Wow.
Their bodies neatly laid side by side. Officer Clanton steps outside to declare
the Scrumpo Pudding. Thank you for the raid. What is this? This is a criminal interrogation video. You know, a criminal interrogation analysis video. So, you're in for a treat.
The family house a crime scene. That's when suddenly he notices Stuart Pecan.
It's a really good
approaching.
one, I swear.
Excuse me, are you Stuart Pecan?
I'm having a snack attack right now, I can't talk.
In contrast from his tone on the 911 call,
I'm having a snack
Stuart
attack right now, I
seems
can't
oddly
talk.
calm and more focused on his snacks than the current situation. After experiencing a traumatic event, it's not uncommon for a subject to come off as eerily apathetic.
The Twitch link in the title is peak.
Dissociation is a trademark characteristic of shock.
Wait, I put my own Twitch
This
link.
could explain Stuart's lack of attention given to the officer.
Dude.
Or it could be a sign of something more sinister that lies deep within. Trying to gather more context into what unfolded,
I'm not that high,
Officer Clanton continuously finds
It wasn't
himself being
intended?
ignored by
No,
the
yeah,
snacking
sure, it was
suspect.
intended.
With Pecan's
It was
big
intended,
bottomless
yeah.
bag of bizarre behaviors, paired with a growing list of unanswered questions,
Holy crap.
authorities waste no time in taking Pecan back to the station for questioning.
Silly goober.
The following never-before-seen footage has
He looks
been
like a skinny
analyzed by a
Christian.
qualified
Kinda
team,
does, eh?
including a licensed professional counselor,
I'm so hungry.
a licensed attorney, a former criminal investigator, and a former mobile waste technician specialist with an associate's degree in quantum criminology.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow.
Why do women have boobs? So you got something to look at while you're talking to them.
Turn that off, please. I'm Detective Stuckman. This is Detective Walker. We're here to ask you some questions pertaining to what happened at your home earlier today.
Stuart, now the main suspect in his family's slaying, watches the detective closely seemingly holding his breath. His body language and facial expression
Whoa.
are clear indicators that he could be hiding something.
What were you listening to when we came in? What was that?
It's just Family Guy, funny moments on YouTube. It's my favorite show.
In his free time, Stewart would host the YouTube channel Everything Quahog, where he would provide commentary on the many aspects of the animated Fox sitcom Family Guy. His videos would include
Whoa.
episode discussion, merchandise reviews, and fan theories based on popular
Quantum
characters.
criminology.
With a breathtaking 8,000 subscribers and continuing
A
growth and
breathtaking
support from his
8,000
viewers,
subscribers.
it would have appeared that the sky was the limit for young Stewart.
Young Stewart.
At this point, the detective is well aware of Stewart's peculiar obsession with Family Guy.
Wow.
But still,
He's so
he
good.
indulges in a friendly manner to establish
This
rapport
is a well-made shit
and make the
post. Yeah,
suspect feel
it's so
comfortable.
good. It's so good.
Yes, Family. I have seen that. I think that's Peter Griffin, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that particular episode, but I recognize.
He's running and he hits his knee on the mailbox and he goes, ah, ah, ah. It's freaking so funny.
Albeit a good impression, Detectives Stuckman and Walker are careful not to laugh at this bit, as they
Albeit a
don't
good
want it to be
impression.
misconstrued as flirtation. Shortly after this, you'll notice Detective Stuckman begins a clever maneuver
Yeah, the
known
death
as
is
the
crazy.
whoopsie-daisy tactic.
Oh.
This is when the so-called good cop claims to have made an honest mistake, in this case, forgetting his water, giving him an excuse to leave the suspect alone with the so-called bad cop, heightening the pressure.
Anyways, I wanted to get started, but I knew I forgot something. I had a water. I get thirsty pretty easily, you know. We're probably gonna be here a bit. Could I grab you anything?
Yeah.
Water? Okay.
What is this called? I need to send it to a friend. This is called The YouTuber Who Slaughtered His Family.
Detective Walker now sits with the suspect silently, creating a sense of unease, prompting the suspect to speak first.
So am I gonna get to go home today?
Detective Walker strategically employs what is known as the mimic gimmick, also referred to as the copycat technique. This is where the detective will copy, mimic, and mock the suspect to their best ability, breaking down the suspect's confidence and establishing authority.
Am I? You copying me? Stop! Stop!
Detective Walker kept this up for an impressive 48 minutes before finally breaking the pattern, and what he does next will drastically escalate the interrogation.
Got your nose. You cooperate, you might get this back.
What you just witnessed was a successful execution of a rare interrogation tactic known as the Oop, I Got Your Nose method, more formally known as the Orenthal James Simpson technique. This is where the detective will take the suspect's nose, only for it to be
Orenthal
used
James
as a bargaining
Simpson
chip for
technique.
later in the interview. If the suspect wants his nose back, he knows he'll have to cooperate with investigators. Now awaiting the detective's return, the suspect engages in self-soothing actions, such as massaging the frenulum of his penis. In doing so, the suspect is hoping to gain some semblance of calm, no doubt in anticipation of the impending questions he's sure he'll be asked. Detective Stuckman re-enters the room to continue the interview.
You know, I saw Detective Walker in the break room. I think he had your nose. He was showing it off the entire room anyways. People were having a good laugh at it. It's a beautiful nose. It's a nice nose.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I were you, I'd want that nose back.
I do.
And I think I could help you get that nose back. Think of it, I scratch your back, you scratch my back.
It's at this point in the interview Detective Stuckman finds himself jonesing for some chocolates. He faintly recalls having 2 Hershey's Kisses in his desk drawer. He leaves the room in search of the sugary sweets. This act, plus consuming the candies, was incredibly taxing for the detective.
You know what the fucking sad part is? This is like more detail and analysis than you would actually find in like in an Ewo video, right? Like Ewo would never tell you what the detectives were probably thinking in that moment, you know? They would never like actually go into the whole like investigation process ever. They just give this fucking, it's just body language bullshit. It's so gay. Ugh.
Who in turn decided to take a short nap in his office. Refreshed and refilled, he returned to resume the interview 2 hours and 36 minutes later.
All right, Stuart.
All right, Stuart.
You can call me Stewie.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a nickname?
Yeah, I feel like it just fits me better than Stuart.
Okay, that's interesting, because if I remember you...
Is this a shitpost? No, this is real. This is completely real.
Tried to legally have your name changed to Stewie. Stewie Griffin. Actually, can you tell me a bit about that?
Through a Freedom of Information Act request, we obtained court documents which revealed Stewart had recently attempted to have his name legally changed from Stuart Pecan to Stewie Griffin. This attempt was unsuccessful, however, as his mother and father had both declined to sign off on the request.
Stewie Griffin just felt like it reflected like me as a person more. So I wanted to I felt like that was me as Stewie Griffin, not.
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Go on.
What you just witnessed was the near-perfect execution of a tactic only the most skilled and knowledgeable detectives can dare to attempt. Known as the na-na-na-na-boo-boo technique, the detective flashes a sudden mocking gesture while the suspect is mid-sentence.
Wow.
This will serve to derail the suspect's train of thought, making it much harder to keep track of his fibs. Due to the angle of the camera, it's difficult to determine the exact silly face made by Detective Stuckman. However, we hired a skilled spatial computer graphic system engineering specialist to create a three-dimensional render composite of what the suspect likely saw.
Wow.
So I started to do the name change, and it took I got like 4 months into it, but I had to, my parents at the last minute refused to sign off on it, so I
Stewart does his best to ignore the jesting detective's gesture. However, it's apparent it's been successful in tripping him up. Pushing through the suspect's annoying ramblings, Detective Stuckman is setting the stage for what he's about to do next.
I wasn't able to get my name changed.
Your parents didn't allow you to change your name?
No.
Were you upset because of this? I know a lot of people have attachment to their identities, and names being probably the biggest signifier of your identity.
Yeah, I was pissed as crap about it. It made me.
I was pissed as crap about it.
Really freaking pissed, but not like I do it.
Did you catch that?
Oh.
Here, we'll play it again.
Oh.
Take notice of Detective Stuckman in the bottom right. Compounding on the recent na-na-na-na-boo-boo, the detective deploys its sister technique, the neener-neener. It leaves the suspect speechless.
So let's talk about today.
So I left school at the last bell.
Wow,
and then
this guy's
I
good.
went straight home.
This detective is
and
good, dude.
I got home and I opened the front door, and it was really quiet. And so I went to go put on some Family Guy in the living room. But then when I walked into the living room, that's where my mom and my dad and my brother and my sister.
I want to back up.
The detective is trying to establish a motive and lock Stewart into a story he can't go back on.
You're saying you left school, last bell rings at 3:20 p.m., right? Well, we have administration saying you signed yourself out at 1:35 p.m.
What?
So you were not at school. So if you could help me understand.
No. That's wrong.
That's
I left
wrong.
at the
That's
last
wrong.
bell. If they said that, then they just got the numbers wrong.
You're asking me to trust your word over the administration of your school. Why would your name just show up?
They freaking lied. I left it at 3:20.
Goes home, has to go, has to
I was straight
family
home.
gone. Is on the edge, needs a TaigaHolic fix.
So administration's
Yeah, I had a
lying.
stroke reading that. I agree.
Are the cameras lying too?
Detective Stuckman initiates the first big confrontation by revealing that he is in the possession of evidence that contradicts Stewart's original story.
Oh no.
What? Cameras?
If I were to tell you I had video proof of you leaving the school at 1:35 p.m. I'm trying to just help me understand, because everything's pointing to you not being at school.
I was.
Puts you in the time frame
of what?
I think you know.
Without directly saying it, Detective Stuckman is heavily implying that Stewart had something to do with the murders of his family. This marks a dramatic tonal shift in the interview.
No.
But I need you to tell me what happened.
I did tell you. I told you exactly what freaking happened. I left school and I went
exactly
home.
what freaking happened.
The clocks.
Do I have to go get the tape to show you? I'll give you one more chance.
I'm critting my
When did
pizza,
you
by the
leave
way, if
school?
I'm not paying attention to chat, that's why.
The last bill.
Detective Stuckman leaves to retrieve his laptop while Stewart waits anxiously. However, Detective Stuckman soon re-enters, seemingly unable to locate his laptop's location.
Bro.
Finally, 5 minutes short of 2 hours later, Detective Stuckman returns, laptop in hand.
Now, before I show you this video, your story's gonna stay the exact same.
Yes.
You left school when?
When the last bell? At 3:20. I told you that.
He slipped up.
If it says on video another time, then the clock setting's probably wrong on the video.
Clock settings don't explain this.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. These are the lyrics to Rick Astley's 1987 hit, Rick Rollin' Around, and as you just saw, Detective Stuckman has pulled off a successful Rickroll. He proceeds to let the remaining 3 minutes and 27 seconds of the song play out.
Oh my god. Never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Oh my fucking god, chat.
Yeah, I was scared and yet mysteriously attracted to him at the same time.
Thank you for the sub! Thank you, Axiom of Infinity.
What are you watching and giggling at?
I'm just giggling. I'm just having a laugh. I'm just having a good time.
I'm confused. I'm confused.
Sorry, say that again?
I'm
confused. Jinx, you owe me a confession.
Known in the criminal forensics field as a double whammy, Detective Stuckman hits the suspect with a perfectly timed jinx, just moments after executing an overwhelmingly successful Rickroll. Typically, a jinx only results in one party owing the other party a soda pop. However, in a legal setting, the suspect now owes the detective a confession. Detective Stuckman's quick wit and clever forethought might have just expedited the confession he so viciously craves.
He's good. He's so good.
Well, actually, I have my fingers crossed under the desk, so it doesn't count.
Fucking shit. This is probably what the detective is thinking at this very moment. In a devastating blow to Detective Stuckman, the suspect has outmaneuvered the jinx by having his fingers crossed, rendering the jinx null and most certainly void. However, Detective Stuckman has one more trick up his sleeve that the suspect will never see coming.
I don't know what to tell you.
I think you left school early. You went home. Obviously upset at the fact that you couldn't get your name legally changed. Your parents were keeping you from that. I think you went home, and I think you did something that you regret. You're still sitting here trying to tell me the same story that you had nothing to do with what happened to your
I
family.
can't believe
that
this can't be real. It's 100% real.
didn't
It's 100%
kill
real.
Your family.
Yeah.
Also, gullible is written on the ceiling.
Is that what you're going to continue to say to me right now?
Yes, I didn't kill my family. I already said it, and when I told you, I'm not lying. I did not kill my family.
I just want to make sure that I'm hearing you crystal clear. You did not kill your family.
I did not kill my family.
That's all I needed to hear. Detective Walker?
Throughout the interview, there was something right under our noses that most of you probably missed. On several occasions, Detective Stuckman can be seen checking the time on his watch that was strapped to his wrist. And this wasn't without reason.
Oh my God.
Mere seconds before Stewart uttered the phrase, "I did not kill my family," the wristwatch struck 12 a.m., November 20th. That's right. Opposite day. It was opposite day. The day when everything is opposite. With the confession he needed, Detective Stuckman calls Detective Walker back into the interrogation room to place Stuart Pecan into custody.
Don't get up.
Don't get up, son.
Am I being arrested?
Don't place your hands behind your back.
On reviewing the footage, one of our hawk-eyed analysts pointed out that when the suspect stands up, his shoelaces appear to be tied together.
What?
Further combing through the footage would reveal that when Detective Stuckman was searching for his laptop, he had laid a trap that would only be sprung at the very end of the interrogation. That's right. While searching under the table, the detective had covertly tied the suspect's shoelaces together,
Oh my God.
adding the cherry on top of the proverbial Sunday of justice.
What did I do? I didn't do anything. I'm telling you, I didn't do anything. Stop.
Did you notice that when they got up, they were like, "Don't stand up, don't put your hands behind your back," because it was fucking opposite day.
Stewie Griffin was taken into custody by the Spankingham County Police Department,
Oh my
where his
God.
bond was set at a shockingly high price of $80,085. Stewart's trial would begin 4 months later, where he would ultimately be found guilty on 1 count of momicide, 1 count of papicide, 1 count of brothercide, and 1 count of stabbing his sister to death. Despite his age, Stewart was tried as an adult, and a jury ultimately found him guilty on all charges, sentencing him to 4 consecutive life terms, with the possibility of parole after his second life sentence had been
8,085 is boobs,
We reached
dude,
out
what
to
the fuck?
Stewart through email to see if he would be willing to share his side of the story and answer some of our questions about the case. At first, we didn't hear back, but when Stewart finally responded, he stated that he would only participate in the discussion if we met his list of demands, including $35 be placed into his commissary account, a portable DVD player, and the Family Guy Freakin' Party Pack DVD box set collection, which is valued at $199.87. We did not agree to any of his terms, and are still waiting to hear back if Stewart will speak with us.
What the fuck?
Despite everything, Stewart has managed to sustain a decent following on his Everything Quahog YouTube channel, even posting the occasional Family Guy-related video from within the penal confines of the Hecox Correctional Institution. Stewart will be eligible for parole in the year 2160, when he is 174 years old.
Why is it believable though? Why is it kind of believable though? Zako. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the best video of all time? It's really believable. Yeah, they do a really good job. They know their genre. They know the genre they're parodying pretty well. What a fever dream, for real. Also, I ordered my food. It was $70 because it was a lot. It was just a lot, okay? That was a parody? Yeah, of course it was a parody! No, that was totally real. That was totally real. Zako. No, that was completely real. Okay, is everybody still chill on Twitter, or...? Okay, no, people are chill. Okay, we got a big response. We got a response, gamers. Hold on. Zako. Okay, let's read this. What happened on Twitter? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. We're debating. We're having a debate about femboys. A respectful debate. So we're gonna read it. I popped into your discussion stream partway through, so I have a better understanding of what you meant here. That said, I'd still like to say my piece here and try to explain why some of us stood against your take. You specifically subscribe to the hypersexuality twink aspect of femboys. You specifically subscribe to the hypersexual. I mean, I didn't. I mean, like, I've got, you guys know I have like an Otokono model. Like, I've got multiple models. This one's a little more twinky, but I also wouldn't consider this one a femboy. To represent femboy culture as a whole, however, there are many femboys, myself included, who are much closer to otokonokos. Yeah, of course. There are exceptions, but like you said, you're closer to otokonokos. You know what I mean? It's not all femboys are like that. I don't know. People who are tired of being belittled and reduced down to a porn category. I agree. To us, otokonoko is the ideal, the kind of person we strive to be while stuck in a culture that is actively hostile towards us. That's why you made your tweet that came across you saying that otokonoko and femboy are completely separate, with nothing. With nothing connecting them. I didn't say that at all. Hold on. I did not say that at all. That is not what was said. That is like just blatantly not what was said here. Okay, I guess I did say nothing like the femboy culture we have in the West. But I also said like broadly similar. I don't know. I guess if you focus on like the last part and not the rest of the context, I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess if you strip everything I said down to and nothing like the femboy culture we have here in the West. Like if you only focus on that one little bit, but like I literally say right here, they are broadly similar. I guess it's a bit of a contradiction, like, but this is clearly more of an exaggeration than like a fucking statement, I guess. I don't know. Taiga, it feels like you were one comment away from engaging in Twitter scuffle. No, we're good. But no, I do not think they're nothing. Like obviously, like I say right here, there are absolutely, while they broadly cover a similar concept, there are absolutely cultural differences, which is, I don't know, I put it in the center. It's like it's the point. The West is Taiga falling for the easiest rage bait possible. Yes, I guess so. But yeah, it does suck to be seen as a fucking porn category, but it's very much like other femboys that are the cause for that, right? Like, as much as it is like fetishization from people on the outside, like, you know, and maybe some trans spaces, like, it's also femboys on the inside, kind of just like, you know, putting in the work to only be seen as porn categories. There's a lot of shitty fucking, like, not shitty, but like, there's a femboy culture out there that is not like the same. It's just not the same. You know what I mean? There's like a huge section of that culture that just isn't the same. Obviously, it's not literally everybody, but the spaces where that does exist in are few and far between, if they exist at all. You know what I mean? Like, you won't believe what this femboy VTuber said about fucking porn. Yeah, it's. I know that wasn't your intention, but otakonokos are very important to a lot of us, and implying that we are nothing like them felt a tad too much like a personal attack. I think in that case, you would be more of an otokonoko. It's not that you're not an otokonoko, it's that you're not a femboy, right? It's that the thing you're talking about is being an otokonoko, which very much came before femboys, right? Like, it was otokonoko culture, which translated into trap culture, which evolved into femboy culture after trap was outlawed. So, like, I don't know, if anything, this is just returning to your roots, you know? And acknowledging that femboys, like, very much are different, you know? It sucks. Trust me, I fucking hate it. I fucking hate that femboy culture is so, like, distant from, like, otokonoko culture. But it is. It is, and it's fucking lame, and I wish it wasn't. But, like, yeah, you know, it has been twinkified. It has very much been twinkified. I don't like it either, but that's just kind of the case, you know? Otokonos are very important to a lot of us, implying that we are nothing like them. It felt a tad too much like a personal attack, something we already deal with on the daily. I don't think I said that at all. I don't know how you could read it that way, but as long as you know that's not what I mean. As long as you know that's not what I mean, it's all good. Traps are gone, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's not what I said at all. Like, not even close. Like, I feel like you really gotta want to be mad to read it that way. But as long as you know that's not what I mean, we're all good, right? Maid Factor. Have you guys heard the song Maid Factor? It's so cute. It's so cute. Also very like femboy. It's a cute femboy like otokonoko-y song. It's a cute otokonoko song. But yeah, I don't know how you could see it as a personal attack, because I'm not saying you aren't like an otokonoko. I'm saying, like, you know, I'm saying femboy culture isn't. It's different, which it is. It just is different. Sucks that it's different, but it do be different. Isn't this peak? Isn't this peak? It is very different, yeah. In the same way that, like, sissy is different, right? Like, you wouldn't just say, oh, well, with sissy, you're just cross-dressing, right? It's a cross-dressing boy. It's a feminine guy who dresses like a girl. Like, yeah, it's obviously, like, sissy is not the same, right? Right? Or in the same way, like, we brought this up earlier, but in the same way, Ladyboy in Taiwan has its own subculture there. It's different. Femboy is the Western equivalent of that. Femboy is the Western version of itself, of otokonoko, and there are differences, you know? It used to be trap, which was ideally, like, closer to otokonoko, by the way. Like, I don't know, yeah, like, to say there's not differences, again, like, I made this point earlier, but, like, yeah. Femboy is, it's in the same way that, like, trap was in fact closer to otokonoko, like, femboy is farther. They're different. It's not the same culture anymore. Sorry. Sorry! What do you guys think, though? Isn't this song great? It's so cute! And then he gets hypnotized and dresses as a maid. Whipped. Absolutely pussy whipped. And look at the makeup, look at the eyebrows. Oh, that's so cute, the eyelashes. The makeup. Isn't that adorable? But yeah, in the same sense that, you know, being trans is actually, I don't know, I don't even know why I'm using ladyboy. Like, being in the same way being trans isn't being a femboy, being an otoko isn't being a femboy. Like, it's just a little different. Being otokonoko also isn't being trans. But obviously they're similar. But they're different. Just like people. There's also no, like, one set of way to be any of these fucking things, obviously, right? Because that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, everybody's different. Everybody's gonna, like, you know, everybody's gonna navigate this shit in their own way and figure out what works for them. I want to watch more Always Sunny, but I don't think we can.
You guys all know this one. Feel free to sing along.
Just trying to be cute for real, not a girl. Yeah, I mean, like, well, like, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you mean by be a girl, but yeah, like, I'm trying to look like a girl, if that's what you mean. I'm trying to look just like a girl. It's the time of the season, and I'm trying to sound like a girl. I want people to think I'm a girl. But that's more like, again, that's more trap culture, which is derived from otokonoko culture, which I think is funny. I guess like the biggest difference between trap and otokonoko would be with trap, there definitely is more of a focus on like the tricking. Like that's almost like part of the dynamic. Whereas for otokonoko, you're not necessarily like taking pleasure in like the tricking, you know? You're not necessarily like glorifying that so much as you are just like being yourself, you know? Taiga smokes? This is new information. I don't actually smoke. What's your name? Wait, you're not a girl? Bro. Guys, did you think I was a girl? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly. Taiga's not a girl? You guys for real? You guys don't think I'm trans, do you? I'm 100% male Canadian beef. I thought your head was just an ugly shaped breast. Oh, you're a cow? I could be a cow. I could be like a cow themed femboy. That'd be kind of hot. I'm always reinventing myself though. Did your food arrive yet? Let me check. It gets here in 15 minutes. Also, isn't this like a banger, dude? He's so good on that fucking cello and that, is that a bass? I think that's a bass, right? No, that's a guitar. That's a guitar. Bass shaped. I don't even know anymore. I remember going on a 2-week pinboard phase, trying to figure out what you were. I've since given up. I mean, that's the appeal though, right? That's like how you know you're a good trap. Or like otokonoko or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think there's any use at getting me for just observing the trends. You can not like the trends, but I'm just observing the trends, okay? And the trends kind of dictate what each term means, unfortunately. You can want it to mean something else, but doesn't mean you can't criticize, you know, the other side of that. I mean, you could just do both. Don't get mad at me. If you're gonna get mad at something, you know, get mad at femboy culture. Get mad at where femboy culture is going, or rather, you know what I mean? I just don't give a fuck what you are. You're hot and funny. I don't even know what I am. I don't care what I am. I'm whatever people want to call me, right? If people think I'm a femboy, I'm a femboy. If people think I'm an otokonoko, I'm an otokonoko. All I'm talking about is my own opinions, you know? If people think I'm a sissy, I'll cry. I'll fucking cry. Fucking banger though, right? The worst thing you can be called is Canadian. So true, so true. Of the season for loving. All I know is that it's not that serious.
Barnaby Finch over here, yeah.
I'm just living my life, guys. Just living my life as a little femboy, otokonoko, boy-girl thing. I have my opinions, but like, you know, ultimately, I'm just living my life. We're all just here to live our lives. You know? You feel me? Fucking DSP, man. Fucking DSP. I think if I was gonna do it now, I'd make like the jacket a bit longer or something. I was something more like flowy, you know what I mean? Something a little more flowy, a little more like, I don't know, dressy. Also, I think my mouth tracking is borked, dude. I think my mouth tracking is completely borked. Anyway. Yeah, it's like very small. Weird. I don't know if the settings on VTube Studio changed or something. And then we got this one, which is like, we got this. Needs a bigger bulge. Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. The thigh monster. The thigh monster. Now, this is my personal favorite as a furry degenerate. That's fair. Understandable. My next model is not going to be super furry, but I might get like an update to it at some point that I can like, so I can like toggle on furry mode. That would be super fucking fun. If I could like turn into a furry, I think that would be so fucking peak. I think that's my idea. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I can like toggle. I can go like wolf mode. It should be easy, realistically speaking. Like, practically speaking, it shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, anyway. Kind of like Buff Pup? Yeah, kind of like Buff Pup. Kind of like Buff Pup, except I was an anthropomorphic one. They were definitely an anthropomorphic. They were a dog first. I only became a dog because I thought it would be funny. I was like $1,000 and I'll buy a fursuit. And the money was for the model, obviously. Speaking of, model prices have gone up so fucking much. Shit is expensive now, dude. You can make it like a redeem, like Crony's warm mode. Yeah, I actually should make it a redeem. I don't know how the fuck Crony does that, but I should make it a redeem. The long hair is good. You think so? You think so? I like it. Yeah, I definitely like this one a lot. The rigging, like, could use some work in some places, but in general, you know, it's a fucking banger. It's a banger. I just don't like, I think I don't like how stiff I look, like going back and forth. That's my only gripe. But I think there's also a way to change that. I just gotta figure it out. I think I can mess with the torso, kind of a rotation. I do think something happened in my VTube studio where like my settings got like reset and it just moves less. I gotta figure that out. I don't know what I did, if anything, or if it was just like an update. You have the swap model redeem, but it's not automatic. Yeah, I should make it. I didn't know you could make it automatic, so I'm definitely gonna make it automatic and bring it back. I'm definitely gonna make it automatic, yeah. It's not where you're not free. Your home is where you can be what you are, 'cause you were just born to be. Yeah, I hope everybody's chill though. I don't want to fucking. I don't want a bunch of fucking hate for nothing, I guess. Oh, this person commented, an interesting topic. It's sort of an awkward spot for where I would definitely dislike a lot of things that come with the femboy culture, but it's not like otokonoko really exists in the West. I think I lean more to the otokonoko side, but I don't know where people put me or where I stand. I guess my thing is like, I don't know where like this defensive femboy really comes from, right? Like, if anything, like, you know, shouldn't they be that diehard for like trap? I don't know. I guess I have a little more of an antagonistic relationship, but like, yeah, because I was literally forced to identify as a femboy. Like, I just didn't have a fucking choice. Like, I was harassed until I did. So I'm surprised to see so many people like defend it tooth and nail. Like, I guess it's all you have left, sure, but you know what I mean? Like, why not just get trap back, I guess, you know? I personally put you as a streamer I just happened to follow. Aww. Forced femboyication. For real. For wheel. Come on. Fair point. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure it's personal for them as well. Like, you know, maybe they grew attached to it is all, but I don't, it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, femboy isn't like the end all be all for me. You know, femboy was a replacement. So I'm just more nostalgic for like other terms, I guess. I guess I'm just that much of an OG. I'm just that much. I've just been in the scene so long. I'm just like built different. Chat, don't try to figure out what taiga is. It'll drive you nuts. Speaking from experience. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't even, you know, I shouldn't even be speaking on this. Everybody knows I'm a girl IRL, only pretending to be a femboy. Everybody knows that, so there's really no use even me commenting on this. I think the femboy and otokonoko aren't the same thing, but they are very similar, and the main difference is where they're from. Yeah, I think you could argue the main differences that you see are just cultural, and that's like still a reason for me to call them different though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if it is all cultural, then, like, you know, that's still relevant to me. That's still relevant to me if I like one culture more, you know? Like, if I like otokonoko culture more than I like femboy culture, then the culture is pretty relevant to my point in saying that they're not the same. You feel me? But yeah, this person says, no, they are still the same thing. The only reason we have this separation is because of how different cultures go at the same issue. To an extent, yeah. Again, like, I do think there's more artistry. Just in general, there's, you know. But yeah, you know, like, obviously, yeah, yes. Yes. I guess I've just seen, like, so many, like, lazy femboys. I've seen so many, like, lazy femboys, I'm just kind of, like, over it. I guess I'm just over it. I hate needles. I fucking hate needles, chat. But yeah, I hope that's not too hard of a take, man. People crazy. I just want to chill. Let's just be femboys together. I just feel like we can talk about this stuff without like getting angry, you know? I think it's like important to talk about this stuff as a community. Whether you agree or not, you know what I mean? Like, we can just discuss it like adults. If you really care about this community, I don't think, like, you know, culture war bullshitting our way through it helps anybody. So along the lines, would Taiga ever play Genshin? I have played Genshin in the past. It was good. It was really fun. But, anyway, I like that tweet, though. It was really fun, but, the quests are miserable, dude. Defo. Intelligent debate and conversation over a lot of communities do exist and grow and survive. Exactly. I would argue that there's another difference between like otokonoko community. I doubt there's just this kind of discourse over there, right? I doubt it's this toxic over there because, you know, otokonoko kind of exist in a place without being trans, right? Like that's another reason like they're probably super different is that like, yeah, they're trans people over in Japan or whatever, but like in general, otokonoko is kind of that dominant like way to express yourself in that way. So they don't really have to compete with being trans. Whereas like I feel like femboys are kind of competing like with being trans to an extent. Like not just the people in it, but like, you know, just kind of competing for like acknowledgement, I guess. You know what I mean? Hydrate? I definitely need to hydrate. Wait, my food's gonna be here soon though. Oh, my food's gonna be here in 6 minutes. So I'll just go up in 6 minutes. So I'll have to make 2 trips. Interesting. Still plap though. But yeah, still plap though. I mean, like, I'm not saying femboys aren't attractive, you know? I'm not saying femboys aren't attractive, okay? Because I think we are. I think we do okay. I think any naturally feminine kind of boy, twink or not, will be pretty attractive. It's like Fae versus Yokai. They're both similar in principle, but different execution. Yeah. You get it. You get what I'm saying. Yes. You get it. Happy Pride. Yeah, happy Pride Month. If you celebrate. I'm not really much of a Pride celebrator. I kind of just oh, my food's here. Oh my god. Yeah, no, when I don't know, every Pride month I'm like I'll say Happy Pride Month, you know what I mean? Like if it's Merry Christmas, I'll say Merry Christmas back. But you know, I'm not like going to parades or anything, or like getting crazy like makeup done, or you know, like Hayate, can you say hello? You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so fucking cute. She's so cute. I wish you guys could see her. She's just got a big goofy like grin on. I don't know. You know she wants food. Like I got food, so she just wants my food. But I know you just want my food, Hayate. I wish I could give it to you, but I wish I could give it to you. However, Tama, you're a leech, Hayate. You're a leech. You just want it all. I don't know if I have anything I can give you. Is the main problem. I don't know that there's anything I can give you. Can dogs eat pizza? Can dogs eat pizza?
Give her a French fry, you backer.
Well, I don't. It's a cactus cut. I didn't get French fries. I got cactus cuts. I can give her a cactus cut, but it's very spicy. Ew. Something sticky on something I just grabbed. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, are we all good? No one's freaking out, right? No one's... One's going through it in the replies. One's going through it, eh? Hi out there. Hey. Hey. Oh, hi out there. Hey. Hi out there. Upstairs. She's in my trash. I should have known. Hey. Come on. Outside. Oh. She didn't like it. It was too hot for her. It was too spicy. Too spicy. I should have figured. Hi out there. Come on. Out of there. Out. Oh my god. Donated plasma Saturday. It was good. Got money out of that. Oh. Hayate! Puppy! Hayate! Hayate! You would think I don't feed her with the way she's mooching off of me right now, man. Oh, fuck it. I'll just clean it up later. As long as she doesn't tear it apart. Taiga abusing her dog? You wish. Wait, I don't know why you'd wish that. No, I'm absolutely not. Go, Jojo! Hayate. Hey. Out. Go. You gotta go. Outside. Come on. Fine. You can have it. You gotta go. Have it. Have it with your mess. What? Okay. She's claimed it. Hold on. Hold on. Fuck. Okay. Okay. You can have that cup, I guess. I guess you can have that cup. Women. Women nature. Anyway, how you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Wow, 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 wow. I'm doing good? Good. Groovy. I'm doing good as well. Because I just got my fucking... my pizza here. Oh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I need her out. I open my pizza up and she fucking runs over. After yelling at me for trying to take her little toy, her plastic cup. Good, now that you're here? I'm here, what's up? What'd I miss? I should definitely try to eat off stream less. Or eat on stream less. What type of pizza? I got a barbecue chicken pizza. With mushroom. With mushroom. And cheese. You go in? What's that? Okay. I gotta order Kayate, so. You're so cute. You're lucky you're fucking cute. If you're an ugly dog, I would have given you away after all the times you bit me. The danger of eating on stream can be inhaling too much air between eating and talking equals tummy hurt. Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. I've got a big stomach. Even if I fill up on air, I'll still be hungry. Just came back from watching Vita Carnis, peak analog horror. Oh shit. Should I watch it right now? I would have watched it on stream. That sounds like a great idea. What analog horror are all the kids watching these days? What's like the one? What's the good one? How about this one? How about this one? I don't know what this one is. I'm just gonna pick on something random.
3 weeks of masquerade as a French nobleman. And now it is time for you to change back and return to your provincial university.
What? Whoa. What does that mean? What does that mean, guys? Identity test.
You will be shown images of human faces to test your recognition of uncanniness in them. We can hear you.
What's that? Ooh. I think that's normal. Is this meant to? I don't know what this is. It's kind of dumb. Is this a good one? Is this supposed to be a good one? Ooh. Not normal, not normal. Not normal. Oh! That's scary. Whoa. Oh my god. Did you guys see that? Did you see it? Well, guys, that was scary. Dude, chat, I think I just peed my pants. Ooh. What could that be? Ooh. Oh my god. I know you want some Hayate, but you can't have any because you're fat. You're gonna get fat. You're a fat little girl. You eat so much. How's it going, Zur? Or X-Ur? Oh, scary. Whoa! That kind of scared me, I guess. Oh! Oh! That's like my biggest fear, is something looking at me through a window. It's like my waking nightmare. It's just scary. Only at night though. Only at night though. Actually, you can't have any, so no. Nani? Uh-huh! Whoa! You don't use curtains? I got, they fell down. I gotta set them back up, and I haven't had the chance. Oh my god. Hey, Ate, if you knew what was going on right now, you'd be so scared. You'd be so spooked, dude. I'm surprised we haven't seen like any analog horrors get picked up for movies yet. I guess there's that one like submarine one, right? That one video game.
Yeah, I was scared,
Akakuma, thank you for the
and yet
for 5 months in a
mysteriously attracted to him
row.
at the same time.
Hope you're having a good night. I hope you're taking it easy.
Yeah, I was scared, and yet mysteriously attracted to him at the same time. Me too.
Hello lil step bro, hope you're enjoying your day.
I'm okay. Just thinking about femboys. Oh wait, oh my god.
Hi friends, welcome to the
You guys
Spooks.
remember this?
We're out here in the Spooks. Spooks, do you have anything to say? Spooks? Spooks. You can be spookier than that. Spooks? Oh, that was a good one. Wait, do that again. Spooks. Yeah.
I have to sit down or get out of here, you freak. Oh, Mario, the bedroom gives up. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Taiga's so stoned, bro. I'm just watching anything, okay?
Canadian or American? Oh, you know what? I'll make it 20 euros, Slenderman. I realized the microphone was in my pocket that entire time, and it probably sounds
Wait.
like shit. Hi, Slenderman.
How Slenderman became real.
Hi,
Is this all?
We are in the right place.
This seems
right
like a
now, 'cause I
bad
don't know where the
bit
fuck
to
we
be
are.
doing when someone literally got stabbed.
That
Seems like a little
But
disrespectful.
there are a few generally agreed upon characteristics. He is abnormally tall and thin, usually around 8 or 9 feet tall. He has no facial features. His face is completely smooth and perfectly white or sometimes gray. His arms are an interesting situation. He might be able to extend his arms. He might, first of all, have very abnormally long arms, and then he might be able to extend the arms. But those arms also might be tentacles, or he might have a lot of tentacles that come out of his back and normal arms. Or normal arms. Sorry?
Reporting on all of this.
The internet. Humans, when in close proximity to Slenderman, might experience a sort of sickness, sometimes called slender sickness.
Slender
which usually
sickness.
consists of a very violent cough, sometimes headaches, sometimes nosebleeds. If you are stalked by Slenderman for a prolonged amount of time, it may cause memory problems or loss of time. You also know that you're in Slenderman's presence when all of your technology starts malfunctioning. Generally, if you try and capture video and audio of Slenderman, you'll get... Oh yeah. Oh, you'll get a lot of visual
static.
in the video as well as like crazy staticky anomalies in the audio. Your phones might stop working. Who are you gonna call? No, Ghostbusters can't find you here. Slenderman generally lives in woods, but not woods out in the middle of nowhere minding his own business. He's always seems to be.
Maybe
in
this isn't
woods
about the
near
stabbing?
Human settlements. However,
I'm pretty
he
sure like a little girl stabbed another little girl, or like 2 little girls took their. I gotta look it up. Maybe there's something we can watch about it. Maybe there's something we can actually watch about it. Analysis I'll Explore With Us has a video on it. Don't worry. We're gonna watch some real fucking trash, guys. Get ready.
Put me in prison and I'm gonna rot and die.
This is some fucking garbage. It's just so dramatized. Ugh. So lame. Look how hard they're trying to make it look creepy, and it's like, whoa, it's so scary.
What's the address of your emergency?
Waukesha County, Lenny. I'm transferring over a caller on Big Bend.
It just seems disrespectful to add this like creepy fucking music track, like OST dude, to the footage, but
She appears to be what?
Stabbed.
Stabbed?
Correct.
Okay.
Sir, you still there?
Yes. Hi, sir. So, are you with this 12-year-old female?
Yeah, she says she's having trouble breathing. She said she was stabbed multiple times.
Stabbed multiple times?
multiple times.
I'm thinking, dear God, this is really happening.
Schizophrenia, oppositional defiant disorder, shared psychotic disorder. These are just a few of the diagnoses made by psychological experts in an attempt to understand why one big delusion caused 2 12-year-olds named Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire to do something absolutely awful to their friend Peyton. On the sunny morning of Saturday, May 31st, 2014, A man riding his bike in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
A man
was
riding his
stumbling
bike?
on a horrifying scene.
What?
Okay, sir, are you with her right now?
What they found
Is she
next
awake?
would shock
Is she
detectives
breathing?
and strike
Yeah,
the
she's
small
breathing.
town
She said
to
she
its
can take
core.
shallow breaths. She's alert.
Okay, stay with her. We're sending the police department. Don't hang up, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's Smith, sir. We're sending officers.
That is the most
sailors
Wisconsin
around?
accent I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't even look. I don't see anybody.
Is there any bleeding going on?
Her clothing has got blood on it.
Where are the wounds? Do you see where the wounds are?
No, I don't know if I should be rolling her over and checking or not.
Okay, just stay with her and just
Yeah,
let me
this
know
is the
if she's
Slenderman case.
conscious or alert or stops breathing or anything. Hold on, I'm going to talk to
Okay,
the
you
ambulance. Police are
betcha.
Oh,
also en route.
I'm bothering you at all? You want shade? Okay. Who did that to you? Or don't you want to talk? It's better not to talk and don't talk. Your energy.
Later that day, Peyton's best friends would be discovered sitting on the side of
It's
the
okay, she
I-94
survived, guys.
freeway, covered in blood.
Oh my god.
Today, we'll be taking a look at the harrowing interrogations that followed. You'll hear the girls refer to Peyton as Bella at times. This is a nickname the victim went by since first grade, when there were 2 Peytons in her class. One thing that stands out about these interviews is the lack of parental presence. For children this age, it is unusual, although there is no statute requiring it. And the other thing that makes these clips so different from what we usually
think,
cover
guys?
is that there was virtually no need for classic interrogation techniques, because the suspects are extremely forthcoming with talking about exactly what they did,
Oh my god.
to a shocking degree. Morgan sits doubled over, as if trying to minimize her presence. And
Yeah, they
then,
didn't try to cover
one
it
of
up
the
at all, eh?
strangest openings to an interrogation I've seen in a while.
Think you guys are gonna just run away?
It's almost like they knew they were caught. I don't know. Like maybe did they not even try?
I told her that we were going to die.
Why?
Because you can't just live in a forest.
Morgan is generally passive and cooperative while waiting.
Oh.
Just waiting for somebody to come back to, look at a couple things on you, okay?
Okay.
But all of a sudden, she pipes up to ask about the status of her victim.
Do you know what happened to Bella?
She's guilty? I mean, yeah. She yeah.
What about Bella? Is Bella your friend?
She's not Anissa. She's the one who was stabbed.
Stabbed? I'm not really sure.
Is she dead?
I don't know.
That's all you get.
In the hospital.
That is all you're getting. I just gave my hot dog some barbecue chicken.
What?
Ah.
I was just wondering.
Although mostly quiet,
You guys
Morgan
locked
is
in?
curious
We
about
don't
the
actually have to watch
procedures
this whole
taken.
thing. It is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. It just occurred to me it's a really long video. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe I'll watch it on my own while I eat my food. How long have we been streaming? 4 hours. That's good. That's a long time, right? I think we'll call it here, guys, if that's okay. I forgot how long it was. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I think we'll call it here, though. Thank you for coming to stream. Thank you for debating with me. Just keep things like chill, man. I just hope things like I don't know, like it doesn't need to be that. It doesn't need to be that serious, guys. Take it easy though, and have a good night. I love you. Join my Discord server. 18 plus, 18 only. Unfortunately, just kidding. Yeah, but no minors allowed. Hit the road. But everyone else, you're good though. And yeah, welcome to stream. Get changed, dork. I'm gonna get changed. I'm gonna chill with my dog on the couch, and I'm gonna watch this video. Take it easy though. Take it easy. And yeah, have a good night. Good night. Mwah, mwah.